It's finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. AEW is finally Mone. Mercedes debuts with AEW, and whether you like it or not, the game has changed for that entire women's division. We're going to go over everything about her debut, every little detail, and how AEW introduced the former Sasha Banks tonight. It was definitely big business. Also, Samoa Joe defends the AEW World Championship against Wardlow. I don't know what we're doing with Wardlow, but I think we've reached the end of the line with Wardlow. And Will Ospreay. It is more than official now. One-on-one with Bryan Danielson. We may be getting the best match that this generation and the next 5 generations will witness. Ladies and gentlemen, Off the Script is always big business. I don't need a gimmick, I don't need a city, and I don't need a theme for you guys to understand that. The numbers prove it every single week, which is why we are the most sought after #1 post show in the entire community, week after week after week, and it's been like that for years. And nothing will change. Not as long as I'm alive and breathing. That will not change. Tonight, we do big business in the venue, and when I get there, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for March 13th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Wednesday evenings, wherever you may be. As always, joined by my partner in crime on Wednesday nights, the Chi-Town Smark, Jesse himself. Bro, are you ready to do big business?
Bruh, I live big business.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, guys. You know what? I'll see you next week, and we'll reconvene this podcast next Wednesday.
There we
Jesus
go.
Christ. I love sarcasm. Quite fitting that you're wearing the shirt tonight.
Yes. Love it.
Oh, my God, man. Listen, you and I have talked about this, man. When's she coming? When's she coming? All the reports that we've seen for months. She going back to the E? Is she going back to the Fed? Is she going to AEW? Is Paul Levesque going to land his girl again after Vince fucked her over? Is Tony Khan going to land one of the best women's professional wrestlers on the planet? And tonight, all of those rumors, bro, dead. Finally dead. Mercedes Moné is now all elite. I know everybody's thrilled. I know you're thrilled. I'm thrilled. She's finally here, man, and I love it.
Bailey, too. Don't forget, all elite, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure Bailey right now is getting death threats. So is Trinity because they were there. Everybody's sending them death threats because they showed up at the TD Garden tonight for AEW Dynamite. How could they? They turned their back on the E.
All elite. All three of them, man.
Jesus Christ, man. The tribalism is in full effect tonight. My goodness.
Hate these people.
Man, listen, you know, you and I last week discussed how I know it was only one show. I'm going to chalk another one up. They're on a little bit of a run here. 2 weeks in a row, man. It's not really a what I would deem a winning streak. I would say 3 or more is a winning streak. But last week, we documented and we went over very well that AEW last week and Dynamite coming out of Revolution was one of the most concise, one of the most focused, and one of the most free-flowing shows that they've done maybe ever. It was certainly the best Dynamite, in my honest opinion, from top to bottom that they've done all year. Everything mattered. They took risks. They took chances. They did things that they don't normally do on Dynamite. Every segment, every match mattered. And everything that they did last week, they took into this week. And once again, Jesse, everything on this show mattered. Everything on this show had a highlight package or a video package to go along with it. There were in-ring promos. The flow of the show was broken up with those promos. We got big matches. We got a sold-out crowd at the TD Garden. Everything tonight was a mirror image of last week, and it looks like AEW is finally taking the week-to-week television that we've all wanted for months, for years, and they're finally applying it, man. I thought tonight's show was just as good as last week's show, everything from top to bottom. We are back on track here, and AEW, man, I don't want to say it yet because we need a little bit more, but this is, what did Will Ospreay say? This is the feeling? You know, what's the missing feeling? I think they're getting that missing feeling back, bro.
Yeah, I don't want Billy Bomb.
We'll get to Billy. Billy, we'll get to you, brother. I'm gonna let Jesse speak, and then we'll get to Billy.
Yeah, man. I want to take the same approach to this show as I did last week. So like I said, we've come on here and we've just flat out abused these people for the horrendous shows they've been giving us.
I think horrendous is a little bit tough of a word.
Again, let me finish.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to say, and I call them horrendous because the talent roster that they have tells me that these shows should not be anywhere near horrendous at all. It should be easy to give us fabulous shows. I mean, so when I say horrendous, I get it. It's not that bad, but come on, man. If I give you a fucking Dark Horse Mustang and you lose a race to a goddamn, Ford Fusion, what the fuck? What are you doing? You have that kind of roster. You have all the tools. So there's no way you shouldn't be winning. So when they give us a show like last week, I took the approach of, look, man, I know they need more consistent television before we start waving the, we're back on track flag, but I'm going to do this. They knocked it out of the park this week. I'm referring to last week. They killed it. They promised a lot of different things and they delivered. And so I'm not going to say that they better keep it up. I'm going to give them their flowers because they put on a fantastic show. And we'll grade next week when we get there. Well, here we are. We're next week, and I'm just as entertained right now as I was, 1 week ago from today. So, I'm taking that as a W. Like you said, I believe you. It was just as good as last week. They promoted Big Business, and they made it a pretty damn good show. And I'm gonna take that W and apply it going forward. Do we need more than 2 weeks? At the end of the day, to answer that question, yes, we need more than 2 weeks to get it on a quote unquote streak. But look, man, we were promised big shows last week and this week, and we got big shows last week and this week. That's important. We have a new set, we have new looks, we have new talent, we have a very, very, very bright future in front of us in AEW, as it seems so right now.
Yeah, I am very pleased with what the company's done coming out of Revolution. They are firing on all cylinders. They are more focused now than I ever remember them being. And like you said, this is probably the most talented roster of pro wrestlers maybe in the history of pro wrestling. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no reason, there's no excuses why they can't put on a great show like this mostly every week. Now, obviously, this show was centered around one person and one person only, and that was Mercedes Mone, the former Sasha Banks. She is here. She's now all elite. She got the graphic. She got the CM Punk treatment in her hometown, and the show was centered around Mercedes. We will obviously start with that discussion, but first I have to acknowledge two men in particular here on this night. Because they are always big business here in the venue. Billy Bomb with a $100 super chat. JD and Jesse, Mercedes Mone is all elite. Fuck the tribalism. Sorry, WWE folks. She's all elites. Billy, shh. You're going to get canceled, brother. Calm down the tribalism.
They mad, ain't they?
They are mad. Ali, we'll address the madness in a little bit. And Ali with a $100 bomb before we even open the doors. That was at 7:46 p.m. Hey, JD, Jesse, and the OTS family, here's a $100 bomb to y'all because it's my 30th birthday. So have a round on me. Keep up the amazing work, JD. Hashtag OTS for life. Ali, happy 30th birthday, brother. That's a big milestone right there. I want to see some birthday cake emojis from my guy Ali celebrating his 30th birthday here with us tonight on Off the Scripts. I want to get into Mercedes. We got a whole list of details that Mr. Sapp, SRS, put out there that we'll get into, but I want to kind of go into this a little organic, a little natural like we usually do, just kind of giving us and you guys the discussion on what we saw tonight from Mercedes. I am so happy, Jesse, that they started the show off with Mercedes. There was no waiting. There was no waiting with anticipation. There was no what ifs. There were no people guessing up until the 9:30, 9:45 hour where, most of the time we're asking, is she showing up? Is she showing up? They started the show. They got the biggest question of the night out of the way. We got her. We got a whole new presentation. She's still very much Sasha Banks, but this is Mercedes in AEW. We got a new logo. We got a new theme, which we'll get into in a second. We got a woman out there that was just incredibly happy to be back doing what she loves, and that is professional wrestling. I love that they started the show off with her tonight. I love that they ended the show with her tonight. I love that they bookended this show with Mercedes because this was her night. This is how important she is to the company. And the women even tonight, Jesse, got a main event. Willow versus Riho was the main event on a show that was loaded with talent, including an AEW World title match with Wardlow and Samoa Joe. The women main evented the show tonight, which should tell you automatically the influence that this woman has just being there on night one. As far as the presentation, in my honest opinion, I thought it was absolutely perfect. We'll get into what she said via the promo, but what were your thoughts on the presentation of Mercedes tonight?
It was very reminiscent of the United Center and the First Dance. And for that reason, I was expecting nothing but Mercedes to come out first. And as soon as that happened, I'm like, okay, yes, it's gonna be her night. And then when she said the women were main eventing, I knew then that she was coming back out because we have a world title match tonight. So there's no reason why the women would be main eventing tonight. And that's already changed.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. I mean, because if there was no Mercedes tonight, there's no way that match main events this episode of Dynamite.
No.
There's just no way. You know, whether it would be her influence, whether it's her asking that the women go on last, or whether it was TK taking the initiative to say the women will go on last because we want to put you back out there at the end of the show. Either way, things have already started to change. Things have already begun to change. And that does not even include Britt Baker, who is still widely considered, you know, just the queen bee in AEW. We got Jamie Hayter returning. You know, we now have Mercedes. Like we've been saying this for weeks, man. The women's division is about to take off. I'm seriously hoping for a ridiculous summer for the AEW women this year.
That division is loaded, absolutely loaded with talent. And now you're adding this woman on top of that. And it just takes it to the next level. And we're not even, you know, and like Jesse said, Britt's not on TV. She's basically the face of the division, even in her absence. Toni Storm wasn't even on the show tonight. Deonna Purrazzo just came in. Athena, hopefully, will be moving over from Ring of Honor and joining the AEW ranks on weekly television. I mean, she's been doing the best work of her life. Maybe some of the best work, period, out of any woman, period, in 2023. And then you add Willow, and then you add Thunder Rosa, and Serena Deeb just got back. Chris Statlander. I mean... Man. Julia Hart, Sky Blue has fucking come along so well. I mean, this women's division is fucking loaded. And they just, I don't know if it's officially announced, but Tony Khan put out something on social media that there may be a partnership with AEW and Stardom, potentially for Forbidden Door. Oh, wow. So I don't know where that's going to lead. But for everybody saying that Mercedes is not going to make a lick of a difference. She's not the game changer that everybody's hyping her up to be. I mean, just on night one, there was a near sellout, and they almost, I don't know if it's official yet. I want to say almost because I don't really know yet. I'll find the article in a little bit. Potential partnership with Stardom. The women main evented. Willow and Riho fucking main evented the first show that she was on. So if you don't already see the difference, I don't know what show you're watching, and you're living in denial because you're upset that she didn't join WWE. And this is the problem that I have with the fucking community. Oh, JD, Jesse, they hype up this. JD hypes up that. She's garbage. She's cringe. She's a terrible promo. She's not as good as everybody thinks she is. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Because all these same people that are saying all this garbage today, if she joined WWE and showed up on SmackDown or showed up in the Royal Rumble, then everybody would be saying, oh, how great she is and how happy that Sasha Banks is to be back. And oh, my God, we got one of the best women's wrestlers in the world back home. So your opinions mean nothing to me. Your opinions mean nothing to us because the tribalism has been worse and worse and worse every single week. And we've seen that tribalism pretty heavily tonight with her showing up, the promo that she cut. People had a problem with her promo. People had a problem with her theme music. I mean, Jesse and I were talking before we even went live, and he didn't even go on social media because he knew what to expect. And I told him what was going on social media. People were fucking flipping out over her theme song, that she used a sample of Beethoven's Symphony No. 9, which was used by Walter when he was in NXT UK. Or Gunther now, for the feeble-minded that don't know who Walter is. But that's something to complain about? I don't understand you people. Meanwhile, the woman went out there and poured her heart out, cried in front of a live fucking audience, in front of 10,000 fucking people about why she's happy to be back and what she wants to do, and you're criticizing her theme music. Wow. Can we all be fucking happy that this woman is back? You do realize that any professional wrestling show is better with her on it. Any locker room that employs professional wrestlers is better with Mercedes in it. Any woman that's going to be in the ring with this woman is going to be better off for it. The future of AEW for the next 3 years will only be better with her leading the new revolution. I don't understand where your minds are as far as this tribalism. It's disgusting. So you people clearly are brain dead and you don't know a fucking thing. So that's what we have to deal with on social media. You're all petty as fuck. And I'm happy that she finally has arrived here. And I know, Jesse, you don't want to talk about the tribalism, but, you know, it started for months. People were like, oh, she's not showing up. She's not showing up. She's going over there. She's not coming here. It's like, now she's here. What else did they complain about?
She's a traitor. Dude, this is why I stayed off social media. I had something to say. I had things that I wanted to say on social media. I opened it. I posted what I wanted to say, and I closed it. So my apologies to anyone who may have replied, asked questions, wonder why I didn't like or this or that, because I didn't read any of the replies, bro. I read none of it. I wanted to actually enjoy my experience and not let some troll sitting around with a fake account get under my skin when I'm actually enjoying what I'm watching on TV. You know, you want to get rid of the internet trolls, man. Continue putting on great television, because I don't have time to post and reply on social media when I'm enjoying the television I'm getting.
Yeah.
So good, because I just don't care for it. They don't like it. They're unhappy about it, and they want to bring down your experience all at the same time. So if you are anyone in this chat at home seeing this on demand later, if you don't like the fact that Mercedes is in AEW and you went online and tweeted something negative, I'm talking to you. You are a horrible fucking punk ass. I cannot stand people like you. You.
Maybe all of those people should go find a new hobby. Clearly, professional wrestling is not for you people.
Nope.
I don't understand it.
Nope.
You'd all be happy if you got Will Ospreay, right? You'd all be happy if Okada went over there, right? You'd all be happy if Mercedes went over there and renamed or resumed the name of Sasha Banks, right? So now that they're all over here, everybody's like, oh, the ratings. Oh, the ratings are not going to justify Mercedes being on the show. I doubt that they get 750,000.
My God.
Like,
dude,
that's what you're concerned about. This woman, after being off television for 2 fucking years, you're concerned about the fucking Dynamite ratings that Meltzer and Alvarez are going to report tomorrow. So that you are clearly showing that you got no fucking life and never have felt the touch of a woman. You're going to be waiting at 4 p.m. when Meltzer and Alvarez put those ratings out to blast everybody who enjoyed the show last night or tonight because it was a great show. Look, she's already a failure. Like, really?
People, man. I don't get it.
That's what your hobby is. That's what you do with your life, right? Go touch grass, bro.
Everybody who's left AEW and gone to WWE, I love with all my heart. Cody, Jade, that's about it. I can't think of anyone else. So, I mean, it's been fantastic. So why is it that when they come from WWE to AEW, there's hatred?
I don't know. Do you know what we're going to do when Ricky Starks ends up in the E? You know what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do when Wardlow ends up in the E? Huh? You know what we're going to do? We're going to be, you know what? I'm glad for those two guys. They're going to be utilized better than what we've seen of them in the last 2 to 3 years on AEW television. And I'm excited for their growth somewhere new. I'm not going to fucking say, oh my God, I hate Wardlow. Fuck Ricky Starks, man. Right. This guy's a traitor. How could he? Like, what?
God, man. Jeez.
The fuck you talking about? All I want for Wardlow is to fucking be the big guy that we all know he could be. I want Ricky Starks to be the second coming of fucking Dwayne Johnson.
I feel like Wardlow owes me the length of that promo that he came out and cut the other week, since he came out here and fucking passed the fuck out tonight.
Oh, that link was I think they privated that video on YouTube, bro.
I want that time back. I feel like he's a fucking liar, and I want that time back. You know what I'm saying? Got his ass whipped by Joe. First time out.
You guys are mentioning Andrade in the chat. Yeah, oh man, Jesse and I hated on Andrade going back to WWE. Yeah, fuck that guy, man. He sucks.
Yeah, I did. I don't think so. What the fuck, dude?
Come on, guys. Nothing that we say here is going to resonate anyway, because you all are going to emit virgin-like behavior anyway. So no matter what we say here, it's all fucking null and void. But I love making people look stupid because these people are abnormal. They're fucking cretins. They live in a fucking cave. They're basically Gollum. These people have no lives. They got no friends. You know, how could you hate on what Mercedes did tonight? There's literally nothing for you to pick apart. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Leave that to us. If we find a problem with the show, we'll let you know what it is. Tonight was not one of those nights. So that ends that discussion. Give me a break.
Who's this guy? It's competition, JD and Jesse. Why are you complaining? Did he have the stream on mute? Did he hear anything that we just fucking said?
Competition? I mean, do you own stock in the company? First of all, AEW is not a publicly traded company. What's his name? Berad Motahari. Do you have stock in WWE, brother? You have stock in TKO? If you don't have actual stock in the company and you're not making residuals on any of those shares, I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up. It's not competition. It's okay to be a fan of both companies, man. It's not a sin to be a fan of both WWE and AEW, man. Oh, my God. Almost like a foreign fucking language to these people.
Bro, it's not complaining, and it's not just competition when you have the talent themselves receiving death threats to them and their families. This fucking shit is ridiculous. It's not the same thing, bro. Man.
Oh, man. You know what? Get him out of the chat. Get him out of the venue, man. I don't even want to fucking see his name. I can't even fucking pronounce it. Get him out. Fucking ridiculous. We're going to talk about what Sap had reported here. I want to get into these details because this is obviously every detail you need about why she's here and what led to her being here. Now, there are several people who didn't need paywalls or subscriptions to figure out that Mercedes was coming in. There was one little kind of wrinkle where things kind of fell apart and we all thought that she was going to show up in WWE and a Royal Rumble appearance was maybe on the table because Bayley was heading towards WrestleMania and Damage Control was about to break up. So there was a little bit of a, oh my God, what if type of situation. But, you know, my guy, Mr. Baydala and myself, we stayed true to our line of thinking here because we actually have people in the know as well. And Mercedes, we said since back in November, was headed towards AEW. And I know Andrew Zarian had put it out several times. He got death threats for it, believe it or not, for a fucking report. Andrew Zarian, who's one of the nicest guys that I've personally met in the community, had drinks and lunch with Andrew Zarian. This man got death threats over reporting that Mercedes was going to AEW. That's how, yeah, it's competition. Whatever the fuck his name was, right? It's competition. Give me a fucking break. So, Mone has been on the AEW payroll for well over 2 months, with some sources saying that they believe the deal was effectively agreed upon back in December when Mercedes landed several trademarks in relation to her name. Those that we've spoken to say Fightful believe the contract is a multi-year deal. They are working on confirming that. If I was a betting man, I would say at least 3 years for Mercedes in AEW, as long as she doesn't get hurt, which has been a bane in her career. In addition, we're told that New Japan Pro Wrestling expects to be factored into this deal, and they were under the impression that as of January, that they would be able to continue to work with Mercedes in a big way. And clearly she made some, speculation remarks there in regards to that via her promo tonight, because she mentioned that there will be a new revolution, and this time it will be global. So that is obviously going to happen because she's going to be all over the place. And New Japan obviously is a partner with AEW. Sources in the company said they hoped they could pick up where they left off with her last year, but that AEW would be her priority. Mercedes suffered a severe injury last May that had her sidelined for 10 months. She went on to document that doctors were telling her that she may never wrestle again, and she said, fuck no. We're told that it required 2 surgeries, and even while she was negotiating other deals, it was made clear that she wasn't ready for an in-ring return. To highlight the timeline of events, Mercedes was brought in during AEW All In to appear in the crowd, and AEW believed that while no deal was signed, there was an understanding the two sides would work together. At the time, most didn't know exactly how severe Mercedes' injury was, which we're told was just as bad as she indicated during a recent interview on the Kick Rocks podcast. We're told at various points, Tony Khan didn't want to simply have Mercedes come out in a walking boot or on crutches and set up fans for something they wouldn't be able to see for a while as well. Smart on Tony Khan, and I don't think Mercedes would even allow him to do that because that's not the type of woman that we've seen over the last 7-8 years. When Fightful followed up in early December, we're told that Mercedes and AEW no longer had working plans and the two sides were apart on terms. She re-entered discussions with WWE by that point, who also could not come to terms with her. Obviously, the specifics there were not met and they were not disclosed, but in that time, Charlotte Flair supposedly signed one of the biggest contracts in WWE history, especially for the women over there, and Becky Lynch is about to become a free agent, and I don't know what they offered her, but clearly it was not where she wanted it to be. Fightful discovered internal language within WWE that a former WWE champion would be appearing on the WWE Day 1 Raw, which was later revealed to be The Rock, when Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp noted after the report of the internal language that it could have been anyone from Bob Backlund to Sasha Banks. Bob Backlund, imagine that. WWE sources quickly shut Sasha Banks down. They confirmed in an official capacity that WWE and Mercedes had conversations, but as of late December, those were no longer ongoing and the two sides couldn't come to terms. WWE sources also called those conversations friendly, wished her luck, and said they expected her to sign or appear elsewhere imminently. As it turns out, even though she wouldn't appear for months, she did sign elsewhere imminently if she hadn't already. At that point, Fightful learned that AEW and Mercedes had re-entered talks, and they'd expect to land her. Within the first week of January, there were already discussions about her debut, with some in the company even being told that both January 3 and January 10 were possibilities. However, Mercedes was not anywhere near physically cleared at that point. Those dates were passed on, and by January 4, Fightful learned that the company was planning to announce a show in Boston called Big Business, where Mercedes would debut without technically ever being announced, with Mat Men Radio's Andrew Zarian learning the date. We were able to confirm as much in the following weeks. In early January, reports emerged that New Japan had long planned or wanted to do a Mercedes Moné versus Julia match at Battle in the Valley. Multiple frustrated sources within New Japan Pro Wrestling shot that notion down and clarified to Fightful that at no point since Mercedes' severe injury had it been indicated to them that she would be ready for Battle in the Valley, and it wasn't in the plans. They also noted that she would have been good to go for Battle in the Valley. They would have booked her for Wrestle Kingdom as well, and didn't want fans to think they were holding anything back from either one of those shows. Throughout January, WWE sources were steadfast that they expected her to appear in AEW. They even made comments directly to Fightful during Royal Rumble weekend that not only did they hear she couldn't have been cleared for a highly speculated Royal Rumble appearance, but they weren't interested in contract tampering with her anyway. By that time, the WWE Royal Rumble rolled around and she didn't show up there. Mercedes impending AEW's debut, her AEW debut was a foregone conclusion to AEW wrestlers and staff. Even beyond the reporting, many gained word that a TD Garden show was set for March and put 2 and 2 together. So basically, Sapp documented basically everything from the very beginning of this all the way up until what we saw Royal Rumble weekend, and then obviously tonight with the TD Garden Big Business show. I don't know what else you have to add on top of this, Jesse, but she did mention, and we'll get into what she said in the promo, that the revolution is now going global. Clearly, New Japan is going to be a factor in this. I don't know what they have planned with Julia. I thought that maybe we'd see Julia at some point here, at least for this match, maybe at a Forbidden Door or maybe overseas with New Japan Pro Wrestling. But clearly, everything that we've been through with Mercedes has not been a surprise. And with her here, I don't really know what else to add, except I'm fucking thrilled that we are getting this woman on television, and the amount of, I would say, excitement that this women's division is going to have, probably the biggest that we've seen it in all 5 years.
Yeah, I think these women have all collaborated, and I think they all have plans. I'm not gonna lie. I think I think there's communication between Mercedes, Purrazzo, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and all of these other women, man, and Serena Deeb. They literally have the ability now. They have the voice, they have the political pull backstage to get what they want. We've seen that by this women's match tonight being the main event. And they have the machine behind them to do what they want. If they want to hold another all women's pay-per-view and do it right this time, they can, and they probably will, to be honest with you.
I'm going to stop you there. I think absolutely 100% we're getting an all women's pay-per-view in AEW this year.
Absolutely.
We're going to get tag team titles in AEW because of Mercedes.
Yep. And
they're going global for sure.
I wouldn't doubt it at all. I think they're about to do unprecedented things. I don't think I think Mercedes is here for a lot of the same reasons that Bryan Danielson came here and is still here, because he's not pigeonholed to do only what the people in Gorilla say. He has options. She has options. New Japan expect her to come back and do another program or two. Guess what? Expect it. I expect it. You know what I'm saying? These people want to work with other peers of theirs in their craft around the world, not just the people in one locker room. And that's how you feel when you love pro wrestling. Look at Moxley. This guy's showing up fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, Moxley's at a different fucking GCW. He's at New Japan. He's at his homeboy's promotion over in Ohio somewhere. This dude just does what he wants. And his boss is okay with it. Do you think they get that kind of freedom in WWE? They do not. It's not always about the money. It's not when we're hearing these stories about Mercedes being back in negotiations with WWE, I honestly don't believe it was all about the money. I'm sure the Charlotte payday didn't help WWE at all as it pertained to those negotiations. But at the end of the day, it probably had a lot to do with her creative freedom, the ability to go and work outside in other promotions. And she's not going to get that anywhere but here. I do believe that was probably a major factor in her decision.
No, it absolutely was. And we have documented this so many times. I've documented this so many times on my end, talking about Mercedes. She wants to make a legit difference. For people who don't understand and are using the tribalism to attack others for liking this decision and wanting to cheer her on, the woman is here because she would not be allowed to do anything that she wants to do now in WWE. They would not allow her to go to New Japan. I mean, for Christ's sakes, they didn't allow Bryan. All Bryan Danielson wanted was a match with Okada. That's all he wanted. That and to compete in the G1. They did not give him that. They would not budge on signing Bryan Danielson. Yeah, you know what, man? Go over to Japan and go wrestle your heart out. I know you want to wind your career down. We'll give that to you. They said no.
Why are we hating on Charlotte now, Jesse? I thought women's wrestling was good. When did I hate on Charlotte? What did I say?
Where did you hate on Charlotte?
When did I hate on Charlotte? Chet.
All Jesse said was that the amount of money that Charlotte was making, clearly Sasha believes she is in the same echelon. Where do you get that we're hating on Charlotte?
This is what I mean. This is why I'm turn off the fucking chat now.
Just shut it down.
I don't understand people. When did I even insinuate anything negative about Charlotte? Charlotte's making a shit ton of money. Good on fucking Charlotte. I think she's earned it. You want my opinion? I think Charlotte's fucking earned it. I think they've made quite a bit of money off Charlotte. And if she wants the big price tag, she's earned that responsibility. She's earned that right to ask for it. Now, so does Sasha. So if Sasha wants to say, hey, I think I've earned that money as well, the same as Charlotte has. I think I should be paid just as equally. And she didn't, and she dipped out because she wasn't offered it. I don't blame her. When did I hate on Charlotte?
Mercedes is not going to be allowed to do half of the things she wants to do in WWE that she wants to do in AEW. She's not. She wants a new revolution. She wants what she did with Bayley and Charlotte and Becky. She wants to recreate that. And you know what? There's a very good chance, whether you like it or not, that it will happen again. And they will do it right this time. Because when the past administration, needed to do that, I'm going to be upfront and honest with you guys. When Vince and Bruce and Johnny were running the show, that Evolution show was dog shit. I don't give a shit what anybody says. They went into it half-assed. They didn't do anything that needed to be done to make that fucking memorable. It did not stand the test of time at all. It was here one day and gone the next. Yeah. Mercedes had nothing to do with that. She gave them the opportunity. She basically forced WWE's hand to make those decisions. Why do you think women's wrestling is where it is today in any promotion? It's because of what Bayley and Sasha Banks did, which in my honest opinion is still the greatest women's match that we've ever laid eyes on. And it will be something that lasts the test of time and something that all young women will go back and watch and say, you know what, Mom, Dad, I want to do that because of what I saw with Bayley and Sasha Banks. Clearly, as we move on from generation to generation, the women that are born into this generation of pro wrestling, they may look at a Bianca Belair or they may look at a Becky Lynch. But everybody right now in this chat, that is the best women's match that we will ever see. I don't think there's another one that's going to top that one. That's the generational, that's the standard match of why we're all here. And WWE was forced to give us a women's evolution or an evolution of women's wrestling, a women's revolution because of what those women did. They tried, but it never felt natural. It never felt natural. Now, she's basically calling herself Jessie the CEO. It's a cool moniker. It's a cool name. She's upgraded. She's gotten a promotion from the boss, right? But, man, I think that nickname, that tagline means so much more than just what's on the surface level, man. Underneath that, you're going to see what this woman wants to do and where she's going to take this division, man. That CEO moniker is going to fucking basically take what the revolution was in WWE and blow that shit up to what she wanted to make it then. Now she's got the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what her vision is. It seems that she's going to be given all of the tools. Like you said, the machine is behind her. I'm excited to see what her vision is of a revolution because God knows she has enough talent behind her, or I should say with her, that these women can actually get it done. Collectively, they can put on one fantastic pay-per-view. Now the roster is stacked. It's thick enough. They can do some impressive shit at a women's only pay-per-view. I'm here for it. A part of me really, really wishes that Trinity was still in TNA just to see Bayley and Trinity and Mercedes at the top of 3 different companies at the same damn time. I would have loved that. I hope TNA gets involved in any women's pay-per-view that could potentially come up at some point. I think that'd be fantastic. And I tell you what, I don't know when Pam's contract expires. I don't know when Bayley's contract is up for renewal, but she
just recently signed a new contract last year.
Oh my God, dude, that sucks.
She's locked down.
Fuck, because I'm telling you right now, she would be making Charlotte money. She would be making Charlotte money. They will pay up the woo-ha to keep Bayley away from Mercedes over in AEW. That's man. I wish their contract was up soon.
The thing with Bayley and Mercedes, they're always together, man, supporting no matter what. One has something going on, you see the other there, front row or wherever in the arena, backstage, supporting. Same thing with Trinity. She's there everywhere. If Bayley's going to win the championship at WrestleMania, what do you think Mercedes is going to be? Mercedes is going to be there in the building watching Bayley win that championship. They have stayed together from day one. When the revolution got started, how many other women do you see out there supporting the other? Do you see Becky out there supporting Bianca? Do you see Becky out there supporting Rhea Ripley? Do you see Charlotte out there supporting Asuka? There's no, that camaraderie, that bond is not present with the other women like it is with Mercedes and Bayley. That's how important all of this was. And a lot of people say, oh, JD's hyping up because he loves Mercedes and Bayley and all this other nonsense. But it's true. You don't see that camaraderie. You don't see that bond, that kinship between anybody else. It's always remained with them because they know how important this is for the future generations of women's wrestling. They know what they did. They know that they're the standard bearers for this. But You know, I don't know how many times I have to fucking reiterate the same things to you guys. You're gonna have to eventually see it for yourself. That's the way we see it.
No, these guys, these women are legit friends. They are actual best friends. I mean, so that's why they physically come together for support of each other. You know, it's not like some of these women out here in these different different companies that come together online, to gang up on somebody who is having a go at. Oh, whoa, yeah, I hate this guy. Then here comes Peraza. Oh, yeah, me too. Here comes Britt Baker. Oh, yeah, me too. All these different and then comes Zelina Vega. Oh, yeah, I hate them too. That is not support. That I don't know what the fuck that is, but that is not supporting one another. That's making shit worse. All right. So they're supportive. They try to be supportive of one another, but they're not fucking friends. I've never once seen any of these women at any of these other women's big shows.
No.
And that's on them. I mean, they don't have to. I mean, I get it. But this is how deep the passion runs from Bayley, Sasha, and Trinity. I mean, they don't just speak it online. They are actual friends who go out to these people's shows and show physical support. And you got to admire that. You don't see that very often.
No, it's a beautiful thing to see. And I'm over the moon excited about what this woman's going to bring to the table here. So she shows up tonight, new theme music, obviously, not the same theme music that she had while she was wrestling in New Japan, which it wasn't bad, but it wasn't impactful. This new music, to me, is impactful. It's a take on Beethoven's Symphony No. 9. There is a pre-recorded CEO chant in the song itself, which I'm not particularly a big fan of.
No.
But it does die down, and we actually get some vocals and some lyrics over the obviously great backing track of Beethoven's Symphony No. 9. There were loud CEO chants in the building tonight, though all the people on social media that told me it was only pre-recorded were clearly fucking deaf. They had 10,000 people chanting CEO when the music died down. It's going to get the crowds and it's going to get the fans invested and involved with her. It's not terrible, but it is a little obnoxious to hear that right out of the gate. But
it sounds piped in.
Yeah. It's something that is going to take a little bit getting used to. But the presentation, Jess, she came out. She looked like fucking. She looked like as much as Okada's making. Basically, she looked fucking unbelievable.
Like $1 million, man.
She looked like fucking $5 million. She looked unbelievable. She came out. It's the first thing we saw. Good on Tony Khan. Great decision to start the show off with her, because this is the sheer level of importance of Mercedes in this company. You start off with her. No guess games. No what ifs. No waiting around. No fucking biting our nails. Is she going to show up? No teasing it. Send her right out there. It's her hometown. The show's about her. It's built around her. Good on that. So she gets in the ring, and she said she soaked up the moment. Her heart is beating out of her chest. She thanked fans for having her back for the last 2 years and giving her the courage and strength to be here. She said they stuck with her through the highs and through the lows and the history-making moments. She said they are going to be creating so much magic and so many moments together. I've always said Mercedes lives for the moment, lives for things just making sense. You put the fucking moment in this woman's hand and she's going to make it that much better. She said the fans are the reason she is there. She said wrestling has changed her life and saved her life. She said it's given her hopes and a place to dream, and people like Eddie Guerrero. Wouldn't be a Sasha Banks or Mercedes promo without mentioning Eddie Guerrero.
That didn't take long at all.
Eddie Guerrero gave her a belief in herself. She said she became the first woman to main event the pay-per-view in this very building. She said her dream began when she was 10, and then when she was 13, she dropped out of school to take care of her brother. This is when she started to get emotional. She talked about going to wrestling training school with the goal of being the greatest women's wrestler of all time. She said she wanted to get down to business. She said she's there because she needs to be here and wants to be here. She said AEW is the only place where the revolution can be global. We are going to make that happen. She said she can't wait to tear it up with everyone in that locker room. She brought Riho and Willow main eventing the show tonight, and she told Willow that we have a lot of unfinished business. She then announced that as of tonight, she is all elite and thanked Tony Khan for this moment. A graphic showed up on the screen with her image saying she's now All Elite. She told the people to say hello to their new CEO. She took off her jacket. Underneath the jacket was, I believe, her ring gear. And she danced to her new theme song. And Mercedes is officially here. AEW did a great job of making Mercedes feel like the most important signing, one of the most important signings in the history of this company. She looked like a $5 million out there. They gave her the All Elite graphic right away. She brought up Willow, which is a great thing, Jesse, because you and I have documented over the last 2 weeks at least. There is a story there. Yep. And they already brought Mercedes into the company with a direction in her promo telling everybody why she's here. I mean, I don't know why people are complaining. I mean, not only did we get her here, she's already putting herself into something that has unfinished business with Willow. How could you complain about that?
Makes sense. She already has an agenda. She already has something to take care of. She already has some business to take care of. And it's already written. It's already there. Why ignore it? Get to it. Start out early, and it all makes sense and it all flows. I can't help but smile. I feel like, and I've said this before in the past, I feel like when you watch a wrestler ascend from almost nothing to making it to the status that they have become, I feel like, man, I saw that brilliance a long time ago. And Sasha, that she's never stopped showing that brilliance. It's not just Sasha, Sasha, Becky, Charlotte. I mean, they've all shown that brilliance, but I feel like they never really got the opportunity to let it evolve, to let it get to where they would want to see it go to. It was starting to get pulled back. It was starting to get pulled back. I can't wait to see what her vision is of pro wrestling, because I feel like it's going to be something big. Like, she likes to make things historic. She likes to do it really big. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. I mean, I'm excited for it.
You know what? I got to call this out because I wouldn't be JD from NY if I didn't. It's Duke J in the chat. Listen to this comment. JD, AEW's on a run? 4 question marks. The Dynamite last week did 700,000. What the fuck are you talking about? LOL. I don't know, it's Duke J. Did you watch what we said about the show? Or are you fucking deaf? Did you enjoy the show last week? If you did, shut the fuck up. The ratings shouldn't matter to you. If you didn't enjoy the show, go do something else. Because if you thought last week's show was bad, maybe pro wrestling's not for you. Go watch something else. Tired of this fucking bullshit, and I will call it out and make you look like a fucking idiot every time I see it. Shut the fuck up.
Here's what I like. All of these people who...
And I'd say that directly to your face if I was in person, too. Shut the fuck up. Sorry.
All these people who have something negative to say about the things that have happened in the last 2 weeks, and then they come here and tell us that it was stupid and they don't like it. They're watching the show. And they're watching us. So you're watching the show. You're either watching the show and you're helping the company, or you're not watching the show and you're talking shit about it. Either way, you're an asshole.
Don't you think that Jesse and I know why the ratings are down? It's because everything that we've said leading up to the fucking year that we've had so far has been a fucking problem. We understand that. But we're not fucking stupid, and we don't let the terrible ratings blind us from what we enjoy. The Atlanta Braves had how many years of fucking non-playoff baseball? If I wasn't a fan and didn't sit through them with all those terrible years, how do you think 2021 would have felt? Wouldn't have felt as special to me. What did we do that year? We won the fucking championship. We won 100 games last year, and they're only getting better. So if I wasn't a fucking fan of the team, and I dumped them, said, fuck this team, and I wouldn't be there for all the great moments, and the low moments, it wouldn't feel as good. Stop complaining about the fucking ratings. Clearly, AEW has gone through a fucking lull. We understand that. Now they're turning the corner, or what looks to be them turning the corner. Don't you think that Jesse and I get great satisfaction out of it, that most of the fucking problems that we address, they are now addressing? What do you think? They don't listen to this fucking show? I know for a fact they listen to this fucking show. Tony Khan himself listened to this fucking show. Don't start.
I'm loving it, man. I am loving it. You know, I remember being a kid. I remember being when I was, probably around 10 years old or so, 11 years old. And one of the the biggest thing that I could do as far as watching television was watching Saturday night's main event. Once in a while, once every few months, you get Saturday night's main event. You get, Savage, you got Steamboat, you got King Kong Bundy out there climbing the big blue fucking cage. And it was fantastic time, man. I fucking loved it. You want to know what I loved the most about it? Was the next day running to find out what the ratings were for Saturday night's main event. Oh, I just couldn't wait to find out what the ratings were for the Jake the Snake Roberts segment. Bro, where has your passion gone for pro wrestling? Where your level of competency is the ratings. Your level of success is the ratings. That's it. If the ratings are good, then that's all I care. I don't watch ratings. I watch pro wrestling, man.
I don't understand you guys. A lot of you, you watch WWF back in the day. You watch WCW, Nitro, and Raw go head to head. You all think that the Attitude Era got started when Stone Cold fucking stunned Vince McMahon. Oh my God, that's the turning point of everything that happened with the Monday Night Wars. No, it wasn't. You know what happened before that? We got Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. We got Bret the Hitman Hart for Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, all those things led to the Attitude Era. They were directly responsible for the fucking Attitude Era. If you didn't watch WWE during those lulls when they were mostly terrible, you would have fucking missed all those gems that they were putting out. You wouldn't been there for the ride to see everything happen. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker and Bret Hart at SummerSlam, which led to Bad Blood. You wouldn't be, oh my God, I gotta watch WCW because Raw's ratings are in the fucking toilet. But you missed all that happening. Yeah. That's what made me a fucking fan. Then.
Yep. For me, the Attitude Era started at the Montreal Screwjob. For me, it started when Vince McMahon went on TV and said that we are no longer pulling fucking kayfabe. We know the shit is fake. You know it's fake. We're entertaining. It's Hollywood, basically. Enjoy it. For me, that's when that's when it started with, hey, it went from we're gonna have these gimmicky fucking wrestlers and we're all gonna be fucking cheesy to, fuck you guys. Watch it or don't. We don't give a shit. And best time in pro wrestling history, man. Everyone has their different starts for them when the Attitude Era began or ended, but it was definitely before that stunner, though. It was not then. It happened before. And like he said,
Monday Night Raw's ratings are in the toilet. They tape their show every other week. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels is blasting The Undertaker with a steel chair at SummerSlam in New Jersey, and you missed all that great shit happening, which led to one of the greatest matches in the fucking industry ever at Bad Blood inside Hell in a Cell, with one of the greatest debuts, if not the greatest debut of all time, with Kane. Where the fuck were you? Complaining about Raw's ratings? I'm not going to watch it.
Bad. The ratings are bad.
Fuck out of here, man.
The ratings would have been bad for Mick Foley's first world title win on that pre-recorded show until, was it Mike Tenay and Tony Schiavone?
Yeah.
Spoiled it, and it became one of the biggest, highest rated segments of all time for them and the most beloved. I mean, it's fucking great. I mean, it's pro wrestling, bro. Go enjoy it or don't. Why do you watch something, not enjoy it, then want to spread your hate to others?
I'm telling you, from this point on, you've all pissed me off. Not everybody in the chat, because we got 2,900 people in here. I thank you guys. If I see you talk about ratings to me again, you're gone forever. I want nothing to do with you on my side of things. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to know you exist. I stopped covering the ratings on a fucking show that we do weekly because they don't matter to me. All it is a fucking problem, and all it is a headache. Stop. You enjoy it? Great. If you don't, go watch something else. I don't give a fuck. Seriously.
I don't care. If the ratings are through the goddamn roof for a show and I don't like it, I'm not going to watch it just because the ratings are up. I'm just not going to watch it. I don't enjoy it. You guys enjoy it. Have fun with it. I don't enjoy it.
How many people tell me, oh, JD, The Walking Dead is dead, man. It died 5-6 years ago. All right. Rick and Michonne have a new series out called The Ones Who Live. You ain't watching it, you're missing some excellent fucking television and some excellent storytelling. So you can tell me the ratings are dead, the show's dead all you want, but you know what? You're not there watching it. So who the fuck are you to tell me what to watch? I enjoy it. You don't? Go watch something else.
I got to catch up. I never finished The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead was just like how AEW was last year. After fucking Negan, then we get to season 8, season 9. It's like, holy shit, man, the show's dying off. Then we get to season 10 with the Skinwalkers, and then everything just picks up. And then season 10 and season 11 were great. Then they ended the season. Then they get spinoffs. Most of them sucked. But Rick and Michonne's like fucking season 1 of The Walking Dead.
Nice. I gotta check it out. I haven't gotten to it.
Shut up. No more ratings talk. Otherwise, you're gone. Anyway, now that I got that out of the way, I gotta shout out some guys here, man. Platinum Matt with a $100 bomb. He says a couple of months ago, I had sent a super chat and said if and when Mercedes joins AEW, we were going to find out as to who are her real fans, and they have been exposed tonight. This is a game changer signing, no doubt about it. Give me Mone versus Hater at Wembley. You know what, Platinum Matt? You're getting another round of applause, bro.
Man. They are. You know, there's a definition of a fair weather fan, and I hope those trolls are still watching. If you love someone when they're in WWE, they're great, and then they leave and go to AEW, and you think they suck, you are a fair weather fan, and you're a piece of shit. You want to stick around and watch the organization and nothing else. You're just a flag waving fucking turd, and then but they leave, and they're pieces of shit. Because you don't want these people to succeed anywhere else except your brand of wrestling.
I don't know, man. Have you ever? You're a Bulls fan or a Vikings fan, right? Has a player left and gone on to play for another team? Have you cursed them up and down and wished them death threats and to get injured and never play again? Have you ever felt that way about a player leaving your team?
I was getting ready to call my wife in here, but I don't know if she'd be able to gather them all up. I am a big Vikings fan. I've been one for a long time. Back in the early 2000s, my favorite quarterback, Dante Culpepper. I love Culpepper to Randy Moss. My fucking dream combo right there. Dante Culpepper left. All right. He went and played for the Dolphins. So at that point, most people were like, "Oh, I guess you think Culpepper sucks now, right?" Like, no. I have 3 Dante Culpepper Dolphin jerseys, and I got 2 Vikings jerseys, and I went on to bought his fucking Dolphins jerseys, 3 different versions of them. I got the white one, the orange one, and the teal one, because I still support the player. I still fucking love this guy, man. This guy's fucking awesome. Just because he changed teams, I'm not gonna no longer be a fan. Moss went to the Patriots, had a Hall of Fame career with Tom Brady. Loved it. I'm still a Vikings fan. I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm not a Dolphins fan, but I love Culpepper and I love Moss. I don't care where they play for, man. If they're doing the things that I enjoy, then I'm going to follow them and enjoy it, man. I'm sorry. I don't understand this fucking tribalism. It's unnecessary.
You know, the Braves had the best pitching staff in the history of baseball in 1996. 420-game winners. 420-game winners. John Smoltz that year won 24 games. Greg Maddux was 19-2 with a sub-1 ERA or sub-2 ERA. You know, Tom Glavine went to the fucking Mets. You know where I was every time Tom Glavine pitched for the Mets? I was sitting on my fucking grandma's living room rug watching the game with both of my grandparents because they were both Mets fans. Tom Glavine. Never would have wished him ill will ever because of what he did for the Braves. Greg Maddux went back to the Cubs. Greg Maddux pitched for the Padres. You know where I was? Watching Greg Maddux pitch. Anytime I was watching MLB Network or if there was a syndicated game here in on the East Coast with the Padres playing the fucking Mets and Maddux was pitching, you know where I was? Watching Greg Maddux pitch. Because you know why? Greg Maddux is my favorite pitcher ever. Basically. He's the Bret Hart of pitchers. So why? I don't understand you people.
I don't get it. I loved Peyton Manning with the Colts. Fucking loved watching Peyton Manning play fucking football, man. It's just a ballet for me. This dude fucking call. I like watching them play in Indianapolis, and the crowd is fucking quiet as fuck. Let this guy call out. You can hear this guy call out his fucking plays at the line. He leaves. He goes to Denver. I'm watching the fucking Denver Broncos. Same fucking deal. This guy's taking his team to the Super Bowl. It's like it's watching fucking art. Watching Peyton Manning control a football offensive, man, it's fucking great. And you're gonna stop loving that because he changed teams?
Freddie Freeman joined the Dodgers. I hate the fucking Dodgers with a fucking passion. But Freddie Freeman, how could you hate Freddie Freeman? I mean, the Braves upgraded and got Matt Olson, but Freddie Freeman's a great fucking player. We'd never wish him ill will, ever. So stop with the tribalism. Please, stop. Doesn't matter what team they're playing for. You don't think both of these locker rooms know each other? You don't think the Braves go to L.A. and they're fucking hugging Freddie Freeman, or when Freeman comes to Atlanta at Truist Field, that they're fucking hugging Freddie Freeman on the field there? Give me a fucking break, people. Fucking ridiculous.
I don't get it, man.
Anyway, Mercedes is here. Love Mercedes. Wish her absolutely nothing but the best. So hopefully you guys got a little out of that discussion. We are going to keep a close eye on what she does weekly. She's already announced for next week's show. We'll hear from Mercedes what she has to say. I'm assuming it's going to be whatever happened with Willow, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart at the end of Dynamite, which we'll get to a little bit later. What I didn't like here, okay? What I didn't like here is the fact that they quickly followed up with a World Championship match to open the show. I guess in some sense, maybe this was the right spot for it. But Wardlow cashed in.
The outcome.
Wardlow cashed in his number one contendership here tonight against Samoa Joe, AEW World title on the line. And Wardlow, Jesse, you alluded to it earlier, cut a very emphatic promo. Not only did we say, but several people uttered the same sentiments in the community that it was Wardlow's best promo. A couple of weeks ago, he cut his best promo maybe ever in AEW, and he really laid out what he's going to do and how important this is to him and how he's put out several people to get to where he is now, and he's going to win the World Championship. We come to tonight, and not to say at all this was a bad match. This was a very good match, very hot crowd. Wardlow was great. Joe's great. They work very well together. I was actually kind of bummed that the match was so basic, and the fact that the ending we got basically came and gone like the wind, bro. It was over, and we go on to the next segment. It's almost as if Wardlow was made to be, once again, insignificant. No follow-up. We got Swerve and Joe. We'll get to that in a little bit. No follow-up with Wardlow. He was not out there with the Undisputed Era Kingdom. No Adam Cole tonight. We did get a very, very beautiful vignette from Adam Cole tonight. But it was almost as if it didn't matter, bro. Gone like dust in the wind.
They cut his hair off all over again.
Ridiculous.
All over again, man. Wardlow sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just done. I'm just done. Now,
Wardlow does not suck, man. Creative sucks.
Bro, Wardlow sucks. I don't know his real name. Otherwise, I would call him outside of his real. I forgot his real name. But, you know, the human being that plays the Wardlow character, fucking great guy. Fucking great looking talent. He's a great professional fucking wrestler. But this character, Wardlow, fucking sucks, dude. I don't want to see it any fucking more. They let me tell you what creative failed him. They failed to protect him in this loss. Nobody expected him to beat Joe tonight, okay? So it's not like he had to win or he sucks. They failed at protecting him in his loss. He just looked like a fucking loser. Nothing else. Nothing else to it. He talked all of this shit the last few weeks. He was tired of this, tired of that. He's about to whoop some ass, about to be champion. This motherfucker laid out. No, I wish I had a fucking screenshot right now of this dude being choked out in the middle of a fucking ring, dude. He sucks. He sucks, dude. He gave Joe nothing to worry about in that match. They didn't protect him in it, and he just lost. Meaning everything he said before that, fucking useless. Who cares?
We got an Undisputed Era Kingdom video package shown with Adam Cole reading from the book. What the book was, I don't know. I don't know. Adam Cole was an avid reader. Saying, once upon a time, there was a man who was lied to named Wardlow, who was locked away by a truly evil man. Wardlow slayed many beasts and was decked in gold, but needed to be surrounded by men who hated that evil man as much as he did. A brotherhood bound by undisputed hatred. The warrior Wardlow is ready to fulfill his destiny, presenting the prize to its king. With courage and purpose, Wardlow marched into war, fueled by his hatred of the evil man to slay the beast. The book Cole was reading from shows the precious gold that was captured, the prophecy fulfilled, the kingdom became whole. I thought this was fucking fantastic. We need more segments like this from Adam Cole. That's what's going to really make Undisputed Kingdom be set apart from everything else that they've done.
Yeah, remember we said this a while ago. We said this a few weeks ago. We need Adam Cole on TV. Come hell or high water, hook or crook. I don't care how you got to fucking do it. We need Adam Cole on TV. Promos, segments like that. This works. This fucking works. If you want this Undisputed Kingdom shit to work, we need Adam Cole on our TVs one way or another. We can't wait for his injury to get better. He's going to have to show up. This works. This will get the job done. This was interesting. It was sinister. It was believable. I'm on board with this. I understand the man is hurt. I understand that. But timing is really messed up, man. But this segment will do just fucking fine. We need more segments like this if we can't get him on live television. This will work.
The precious gold was captured. My little hobbits.
I'm sorry. I carried away with the Lord of the Rings references with beasts and gold and marching into war. I thought this was fantastic. I wonder if he's going to have a story next week about the loser that was Wardlow.
Man, dude,
can he write a story on that? Does he got a book in his library on that one, man?
It's hard, dude. I don't know what they plan for Wardlow as far as the fans getting behind him and him having any kind of credibility when he comes out there and says and does things. But this loss didn't help anything. It didn't help anything. We said it. We just said it the week before. You kind of booked yourself into a corner, and you didn't book your way out of it very well because now Wardlow is back on the shit list, dude.
How can I forget? Holy shit! I listen, brother. I apologize, man. We got. I'm too busy over here doing fucking Lord of the Rings. David Thiering with a $100 super chat. Mercedes Monet is all elite. Can't wait to see how her story unfolds. Do you guys think Danielson versus Ospreay, when all is said and done, will approach, eclipse, or not come near the Okada Omega Classic series of matches? Bro, we may be looking at a match so generational, it will feed generations after Dynasty for decades to come.
I will hold my expectations back. After we get Bryan and Okada, just let me.
I guess that's a I don't want to say, but it's a pussy way to look at it, bro. It's a safe way to look at it, but I get where you're coming from.
I expected huge things from that one. I didn't get huge things. I think if I would have kept my expectations a little bit lower, I would have enjoyed that match a little bit more. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up too high for this one. I'm hoping for a great match. I'm hoping they will over-deliver. If I expect too much and it becomes another Danielson Okada, I'll just be bummed.
Yeah. So Wardlow and Joe, match was very good. Crowd was hot. Ending, deflating. So we got a commercial break. Wardlow hit a whisper in the wind, which looked fantastic off the top rope. We go right into a commercial break. We come back. It was all Wardlow during the commercial break. He took Joe to the corner, hit his big knee strike. Joe kicked out. Wardlow took too long to follow up here. Missed the swanton. Joe throws Wardlow into the corner for some corner punches. Wardlow powerbombed his way out. Joe gets back up, swept the legs out from taking a powerbomb, sank in the coquina clutch, backpacking Wardlow, who crumbled down and ultimately was asleep, Jesse. He faded away. Swerve Strickland came out from the back, and security was trying to hold him back. There looked to be at least 4 or 5 clowns out there. Don't know where they attend security school, but clearly these guys were rookies on the job.
One of them get beat up by Nana. What the fuck?
I mean, Jesus Christ. Swerve took these guys out, no problem. He had a chain in his hand. Joe bailed from the ring. Joe had a smile on his face, knowing that he got under Swerve's skin for choking him out last week. And then, obviously, Swerve is detained. Joe walks up the ramp, and then Joe, with one of these guys already down, just kind of kicks this guy off the ramp and kind of laughs about his trolling of this poor security guy. Drew and I talked about this, Jesse, on TNT last night. Not that we are not fans of Swerve. We all know he should be the next AEW World Champion. We all know this match is going to take place at Dynasty more than likely. I know that the transition here has been made. He was heel, and now he's a babyface. He seems to be full-on blown babyface here. But I'm genuinely curious how you feel after this week, because I saw what Drew was talking about last night, and the fact that it might feel that Swerve's babyface demeanor is a little forced, and it may be best if we just keep him a tweener. How do you feel about that?
I'm not changing anything about Swerve Strickland right now.
Okay.
His momentum is hot, and if you change something, it could get better, or it could get worse. So I think there's a reason why they're playing into the babyface gimmick a little bit more, because they want to establish him as a legitimate babyface. Maybe that will play into his championship chase. First of all, no one wants to see a heel chasing. All right, so that's why the babyface term makes this better.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is tonight's attack on the security guards was very Cody-esque. I mean, it's like, come on, man. I don't want to see Swerve fucking doing the typical trope of babyface fucking antics. Oh, let me take out these 7 security guys because I want to go get the heel so badly. I mean,
yeah.
I want Swerve to be what brought him to the table here. I want him to be that nasty fucking Joker-like that is going to naturally get over with the crowd. And I feel like if they just kind of dance around him being like a super babyface, like Cody defying the odds, it's like, it's not really what I want to see out of him, man. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, pro wrestling is full of its tropes, you know? I mean, all up and down any card. I mean, you get them all the time. I mean, I get that. You know, that, oh, here we go. The bodyguard's got to hold him back and everything else. I get that. That is definitely a wrestling trope. But I understand what they're trying to do. I think what they want to do is establish him as a clear babyface, you know, because it was so ambiguous for such a long time. It was in the middle of the road and things like that. Now, for the build that we're getting, I could see why him being a tweener or something like that would feel better or look better, but we don't know how this chase is supposed to go. We don't know how the payoff is going to end, and maybe it will all come together and feel a lot better as him a full-fledged babyface when it happens. I'm not sure. But since he does have the crowd behind him, this is the polar opposite of asking, well, if Roman Reigns is getting booed in every fucking arena he goes to, why don't you just turn him heel? This makes no sense. He looks stupid. Just turn him heel. So this is the polar opposite. So if Swerve is getting cheered in every arena he goes to, just make him babyface. Why is he coming out and being a dick and he keeps getting cheered about it? It throws the whole dynamic off. So it is the polar opposite. He's getting cheered everywhere he goes. Everyone is expecting him to win the championship. So what AEW is giving us is a legitimate babyface chase. And that's what they're going to do with it. I mean, was the security guard thing cheesy and everything else? Yeah, of course it was, bro. You know, it's pro wrestling. It's full of those cheesy fucking tropes, you know? What are you going to do?
You know what it did? It did forward whatever happened last week. So I can't really complain too much. You know, we got a continuation. Yeah. They didn't leave it off for a week. They didn't come back and revisit it 2 weeks from now. It's like they took whatever happened last week and played into it this week.
Yeah. You know what else happened, during this segment? Everyone forgot that Wardlow just got his ass choked out in the middle of the fucking ring.
Yeah.
As soon as it was over, here comes Swerve, here comes the security guards, here comes the confrontation. Everyone's forgot about fucking Wardlow. He's yesterday's news already.
Couple of people in the chat saying, well, MJF did it. Well, MJF, if he didn't get hurt and Adam Cole wasn't hurt, the reason why he did what he did was because he was going to go back and be the tweener Stone Cold like babyface, which I think was going to be the direction there. But things got thrown out of whack. Both got hurt. Everything got fucking blown up. And now MJF is off TV, and then people are like, oh, we don't miss MJF. Nobody misses MJF. Everybody misses MJF.
We don't miss MJF.
Fuck out of here. Ridiculous. And please, guys, I have to address this now because I see several people. Listen, I love doing this show with Jesse. Jesse is not going to be on TNT, okay? Maybe once if the fucking situation calls for it. But stop asking for Jesse on Tuesday nights. Jesse's got his own thing, and I want to separate what I do from Jesse from what I do with Drew, okay? Stop. It's not going to happen right now. Jesse may come to New York, and we all three of us may do something for Forbidden Door. Stop, okay? Please. Fucking one guy was in the chat, day 79 of asking for Jesse on TNT. Great. I'm glad you guys want more Jesse.
I appreciate it, you guys.
You guys want more Jesse? Go subscribe to his fucking channel.
I sincerely do. I appreciate it, everybody.
Moving on. We got 6-man tag team action here. We got Okada and the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson against Pac. Oh, my goodness. When was the last time we saw Pac?
Didn't we just see him last week or something? Well, in the ring. Well, yeah.
No, on Collision.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Versus Pentagon Jr. and Eddie Kingston, 6-man tag team match here. Earlier in the day, Alex Marvez tried to get a word from Okada and the Young Bucks, asking why Okada joined the Elite. Nicholas scolded Marvez for not calling him by his real name. The Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Matthew said they're the 3 best athletes in the world in a friendship that has gone on for over 14 years. Matthew said he bets Okada can give 14 million other reasons why they're such good friends too. Wink, wink. Playing into the rumors there that he's making exactly what was reported. Okada then spoke English, and I was fucking shocked, bro, at how great he sounded. Holy shit. Okada told Penta, Pac, and Kingston that he's coming for them, and he told Marvez to tell Matthew happy birthday, but instead sing it. Marvez did, and they went to commercial.
Bullshit.
Man, I'm loving this fucking just full-on prick Okada, man. I think it's fucking great television.
No. I want the whole song. Why didn't we get the whole song?
That'll be an AEW.com exclusive.
It better be. I wanted Marvez to sing that whole day. I was here for it. And make him sing the whole song. I was getting ready for it. Then they cut to like, no, that prick. Oh, I'm so mad. But you're right. That was so good, man. They're picking their spots. I feel like Okada speaks the same amount of English that he's spoken. Maybe he has improved, but they're putting him in spots where he can be comfortable. They're setting him up to say what he needs to say without being interrupted, and it comes off genuine the way that the Bucks interject to speak for him. You couldn't have a better mouthpiece for this guy.
No.
This is gonna get over big time.
Yeah, this is quickly becoming some of my favorite things, if not my favorite thing on AEW television. This pairing right here. We loved it last week, and everybody was like, "Oh, the debut was garbage," and all the ratings and all this other fucking bullshit. People breaking down quarter by quarter segments for the fucking show. I'm like, "Oh my god, man, shut the fuck up!" I mean, this segment last week accomplished 4 different things in the same fucking segment. Okada came out as a babyface. He joined the Elite. He went heel. They they suspended Hangman. They fired Omega from the Elite. Eddie Kingston came out and got attacked and got rainmakered by Okada. They basically set up this tag team match tonight and basically set up a Continental title match between Okada and Eddie Kingston. What more do you want? I mean, if you don't think it was an effective segment, I don't know what the fuck you're watching.
This is great. They've been hitting on all cylinders. Who is this lady again that came in from the E to help with creative?
Jennifer Peppermint Patty.
That's not her fucking name. I'm starting to feel like her influence is getting through. I swear I don't know this for certain, but it's starting to feel that things are starting to fucking vibe. When you start watching the show, it gets you interested and keeps you interested, and that's been the tale for the last 2 weeks. So whatever is going on backstage, I'm just throwing out my fucking opinion what might be happening with Jennifer, but whatever is happening over the last 2 weeks, the formula is in place. Keep it up. Keep it up because it is working.
Okada's debut felt flat, JD.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, sure thing.
No, it didn't.
Fuck out of here. Flat. The fucking grass in your front lawn's flat. Go touch it. Fucking geek.
Flat.
Anyway, Kingston and Okada. They got in there. They started firing chops and forearms at one another. Okada hit a beautiful drop kick, man. You know, I've always thought Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, had the best drop kick. Okada's got a fucking nasty drop kick, man. Taz even went back into the fucking time machine and said, Okada's got a Bob Holly-esque drop. Bob Holly had a fucking great drop kick.
He had a fabulous one. I've already known about Okada's fucking drop kicks. Okada, who else? Dolph. Dolph has a
He's
phenomenal
got
drop.
one too. Who's now a new host on Busted Open Radio, by the way.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Hey, out there hanging with Bully Ray.
They got to get him a new microphone, man. It sounds like he's speaking into a fucking Logitech fucking 360p camera microphone.
I'm getting ready to buy one. I'm gonna get the Shure SMB.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a new one.
All right, look at that.
But upgrading, man. Look at the condo, bro.
What do you think I'm using here?
I know, man. I've done my research.
There you go.
Now where is the gold foam over your little wiener in front of you right there? You got the blue one and the red one. Where's the AEW gold one?
I don't know. I had to order this one from fucking Finland.
Oh my god, dude!
Took me like 4 weeks to get this fucking red one and blue one. I gotta order a gold one now.
How hard could it be to manufacture a fucking foam cover for a microphone?
I don't know. It's nice though. It's nice quality. I'll give you the website if you want to get some colors. They got purple. They got green. Well, what color matches your fucking condo over there? Gold, right?
Probably gold.
Yellow?
Maybe an accent, maybe a yellow or something. Let's get I don't know. We'll see. But I'm getting the upgrades, man. We are moving up, man. The condo is at the top floor, bro. Lakeshore Drive is right there. You can see it right behind me. It's Lakeshore Drive, right around there.
Is there a cocktail bar on the street down there?
Yes, dude. You ever been downtown Chicago, man?
Yes, I have.
Bars fucking everywhere.
Yes,
That's
I
the
have.
problem.
Anyway, Okada and Kingston, they went at each other here. Kingston was isolated during the break. Kingston caught Matt with an exploder. Nicholas and Okada pulled the legs out from Penta and Pac. It was nice to see Pac in the ring again. As Kingston leapt for a tag, Okada mocked Kingston what?
Sheldon Benjamin.
He's another one, yeah.
Drop kicks.
He may be here anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Sorry, I mean to cut you off. I wanted Sheldon to get his props on that because Sheldon Benjamin has a phenomenal standing drop kick.
Okada mocked Kingston in his corner. Matthew got a lariat in before posing with Okada. Kingston caught Matthew with an overhead throw. This led to Penta getting a hot tag. Sling blades and DDTs. Okada avoided a backstabber. Pac flew in with a shotgun dropkick before he and Penta hit stereo dives with Penta onto the Bucks on the outside. Penta back inside delivered another low stomp off the top, and Pac followed with a 450 splash for 2. Pac took out Okada with a snap bounce back German off the ropes, which looked great. Kingston tagged in and lit up Okada with some more chops. Are we going to get Pac and Okada one-on-one eventually?
Probably.
Sign me up.
Bro, for $14 million, I'm getting Okada in every fucking body in the locker room.
Okada dodged a Kingston back fist, countered into a DDT. Pac again flew in with an Enziguri. Matt came in and laid out Pac with a Cazadora facebuster. Penta connected on a destroyer. Nicholas hit a super kick on Penta, took his belt off and tried to whip him with his own belt. Kingston took Nicholas out. Matt took the ref as Nicholas hit a low blow, and Okada hit a Rainmaker on Kingston to pin the Continental Champion 1, 2, 3. So we got Okada beating the champion here. This sounds like a WWE-esque finish here, bro. It might be Jennifer Pepperman using her old WWE mentality here, man. We got Okada pinning the champion, which now yields him a championship match. Not at the pay-per-view, but they're doing this match next week along with Copeland and Christian for the TNT title, man. Another loaded show next week.
Yeah, man, they got to get that title on Okada right away. There's no way the $14 million man can be walking around with no gold around his waist, bro.
Well, I know, really. But I figured they'd do it at the pay-per-view.
Need gold around the waist, bro. I'm sure they have a reason why they're putting it on him so much. Because, yeah, that's an easy fix to get Okada on the pay-per-view, get Kingston on the pay-per-view, do the title match right there. But maybe they have a different story to tell. At this stage of the game, I'm not going to second guess everything they do because so far it's all panning out the right way.
Yeah.
So,
well, we all know Okada's not losing next week.
No, no, he's not. So
not paying this guy 14-something million for a loss in his third week. No,
that's not gonna happen. So I don't know why he needed to pin Eddie Kingston tonight, though. I will question that one. If they plan on him winning and becoming champion, I don't know why Kingston needed to eat that pin tonight.
Yeah, we could probably count on one hand how many champions actually lost clean in a non-title situation in AEW history.
Yeah, it doesn't happen quite often. So, but at the same time, their goal is to book Okada dominant, and that's what the hell you do. You book him dominant. So if he's gonna win here and then win next week, then that's being booked dominant. And that's what you do, man. I think it's gonna be a long time before we see his shoulders pinned to the mat.
We got a vignette airing about Christian and Adam Copeland and the history which leads to the TNT title match in Toronto next week. I Quit match. So AEW showing the vignettes and the highlight packages. Love it. Keep it up. Keep it up. More of them, please. Tony Schiavone stood in the middle of the ring, and we got a Will Ospreay in-ring promo, noting that he's scheduled to face Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynasty. This match itself could be the best match of the year, period. Ospreay came...
like his energy.
Yes, I'll get to that in a little bit. Ospreay came out in a striped warm-up pants with socks pulled over, white T-shirt, and he played to the crowd. Big energy. Fans are yelling, Ospreay, Ospreay. Schiavone asked him about this match on April 21 in St. Louis at Dynasty. Ospreay said he woke up and said to himself he wants to talk to the beautiful people of Boston. Said his whole life he's wanted to emulate the career of Bryan Danielson, who wrestled with enthusiasm, whether it was in front of 50,000 people, 5,000 people, 500 people, or 50 people. Says he's glad Danielson is a fan of his work. Ospreay said after his match with Kenny Omega, everyone was talking about one move in particular, the Tiger Driver 91. You all know that fabled night. Kenny Omega landed right on top of his fucking head. Said he had blood pissing out of his head and it was worth it. Fans then chanted, bruv. He said the moment he steps foot into the ring, everyone knows the phrase, restore the feeling. Bruv, I am the feeling. Said the match will be about reminding people what AEW is when you put the best wrestler in the world against the best wrestler of the 21st century and only one man walks out the winner. He said the one thing he has learned from Danielson is he can respect who stands opposite of him, but when the bell rings, it's your life or it's my life, and I don't plan on dying, bruv. That's the way the segment came to a close. There is nothing like Will Ospreay energy. I said this last week. I said this in Revolution. Will Ospreay needs to be to AEW what Cody Rhodes is to WWE. They are definitely on the right track here since his first match with Takeshita officially to start his AEW run. Yeah. I love this promo. We got the reason why the match is happening. We'll probably hear from Danielson on Collision or next week's Dynamite or something along those lines in rebuttal. But, you know, normally, Jesse, if this was AEW last year, we would have gotten this match with basically nothing behind it and just Tony Khan throwing this match out there because it's two great pro wrestlers. We got Will Ospreay out there giving us a fucking reason why this match is happening. Also, on top of that, which should not be shied away from, we all know Bryan's winding down his career, and he did say last year that he wants to stop or at least really limit himself come May of this year. I don't know how likely that is, but the reason why we're getting this match as well, which under normal circumstances, you know, we wouldn't have a problem with, but I don't have a problem with this at all if Bryan's going to go and take a shortened schedule here. Let's get the match out of the way. If Bryan wants fucking Ospreay, you give him Will Ospreay.
Give him Ospreay. There is nothing else to discuss here. You know, they have Ospreay on the roster. Bryan is still active full time. Get the match in. Get the match in. Who knows what the future holds when it comes to Bryan? He's been very open about winding things down, like you said. Let's make this happen right now. It's not to say that it can't happen again down the road, you know, with a different build next time. But for right now, let's get the one that we have in front of us out of the way. Because again, we're on borrowed time as far as Bryan Danielson's full-time in-ring career. Now, he did stress full-time. He's going to spend more time with his kids and everything else. It's fantastic. Who's to say he may not come back after a 3-4 month hiatus to do a special big show? Maybe he takes some time off after May, then come back for London to do a show. He said full-time. He didn't say he was done wrestling forever. But in the meantime, I'm in agreement, man. Let's get this match out of the way. Let's get it done, man.
Yeah, I love this. I do have a recommendation if anybody in AEW is listening. Ospreay, two things here. This level of energy is great. I love it. For this and Bryan and this match, tonight was needed.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Ospreay at this level of energy every week, every promo, every feud he's in. Like, it needs to matter. I mean, he was at a fucking 12. And realistically, you know, he should be at that level if he's wrestling this level of match. But on a normal night during a normal promo in the beginning of a fucking feud to set the table, I mean, you could lower him down to a 6 or a 7. We don't need him at a 12 every time. So that's my one recommendation there. Though I love his energy, and there's nothing like a Will Ospreay match or a Will Ospreay promo. We got fucking someone from Essex in Boston, and they're chanting bruv in Boston. Yeah. I mean, he for all the geeks that say he's not over, I mean, he's over. Give me a fucking break. Over.
You know, so so when you have the guy that wrestles the style that Will Ospreay wrestles, you can't have him wrestle very often.
No.
And that seems to be what they're aware of, what they're doing. We're gonna get him on TV. He can help carry out feuds and do promos like this and things like that. But everybody wants him to tone down what he does in the ring, and that's just not what he does. He's either on or off, you know. But then he comes his promo tonight, you know, his energy is, like you say, is on 12, and people are like, you gotta tone that down, bro. We're gonna get Will Ospreay in all his glory, you know. So if he's gonna be on 12 for a promo, that's what the guy's gonna do. I don't see him toning it down just because he'll probably find a way to bring it up to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Because the guy, I'm sure he wants to rest every fucking week, but someone smart in the back is saying, we can't have you going out there and working the way that you work in the ring every fucking week. We should not be seeing any Will Ospreay versus a jobber match.
No.
Never. We do not need that at all. Use him sparingly and use him wisely. Bring him out every fucking week. Every week, this guy's on my TV saying something different or in a run-in, in a beatdown segment. It's great. We don't need a 5-star match out of him every fucking week. You'll burn him out. So I love what they're doing with him so far.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Everything's been good. Secondly, I don't know if we're going to get promos back and forth, and that's all we're going to get leading up to this match. Seeing how he wrestled Takeshita at Revolution, it may be best to not have him wrestle after what he did against Takeshita and Fletcher until the pay-per-view. But I'd like to see some mind games from Bryan. Maybe we get Ospreay and Takeshita in a tag team match against some of the Blackpool Combat Club. Maybe Bryan plays some mind games with Ospreay. Maybe he costs Ospreay a match, you know, along the lines. Maybe he gets...
Bryan's going to be a dick, too.
You know, something along those lines. I don't want to just these promos back and forth. I mean, we got basically the gist of why the match is happening from Ospreay. Clearly, we need to hear from Bryan and see what he has to say now. But then we got... It's going to be 4 weeks from next week. I mean, we're gonna need some more. This is a big match. There should be some story to this as seeing how it all plays out on television. So hopefully they got something planned. But again, the match taking place on pay-per-view is the first match that they announced. I mean, if you're gonna announce one match to get people excited about, that's the match right there. I mean, sign me up. I'm fucking putting my phone's down already. I'm not fucking looking at anything but that television.
I have the utmost confidence that Bryan is gonna become a dick very soon in this feud. I mean, he's just gonna become an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the BCC is gonna get involved or not. Maybe they'll just leave it between these two guys. But nonetheless, there's no way Bryan is going into this match shaking hands, dude. He's gonna be a fucking dick again. I can't wait for it.
Deonna Purrazzo is backstage. Instead of Timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May think this is over between the two of them, they are dead wrong. If it's a numbers game they want, she has no problem finding a partner next week. Purrazzo told them both to watch for the shoe, as if she's going to stick it straight up their asses. All right, Deonna.
That was a good one.
All right, Deonna. Taking some of the Rock inspiration.
Potty mouth on Deonna.
I mean, it was a straightforward, angry promo. Good. I don't know who our partner is going to be, but what if we get the return of Jamie Hayter in Toronto? Or maybe Britt.
With Dina? Maybe with Britt. I can see with Britt. But with Dina and
Dina.
Jamie,
who's Dina? Dina who? Dina.
Deonna, sorry. Why would Jamie Hayter come in team with Purrazzo? I could see Britt doing it.
Didn't Toni Storm put Didn't Toni Storm put Jamie Hayter out?
Was it Storm?
I don't know, chat. Is it
I know.
is it Jamie Hayter out with injury from Tony Storm?
Who put Jamie Hayter out?
Thunder Rosa. Why would it be Thunder Rosa?
Thunder Rosa was out when Jamie went out.
Why would it be Thunder Rosa?
No, it's not. Oh, they're saying Thunder Rosa as a tag team partner. That would be interesting. It'd be something. What's Thunder Rosa doing right now?
I don't know.
Nothing.
She's teasing joining LFI.
Oh my God. It was Storm that put her out.
I could see it being Britt for sure.
I can see it being Britt.
Yeah.
I can see it being Britt Baker for sure. It's about time for Britt Baker to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has any appointments. I don't know if Adam's teeth are not clean enough, but it's time for her to put the boots back on and get back to work, man.
No, it's not Saraya. Nobody wants to see Saraya.
Oh my God, stop.
No,
Okay.
stop.
Calm down, chat. Calm down.
Moving on here. Switchblade, Jay White against Darby Allin. This was Darby's last match before he ascends Mount Everest.
Now he's got a broken fucking... Oh.
After this match tonight and some of the bumps he took, I don't know how he's even going to fucking get on the plane to fly to Mount Everest.
This guy.
Or is he taking a boat there? I don't know. How's he getting there?
This guy's crazy.
How's he climbing Mount Everest after some of the spots he took tonight?
The spot he took last week.
This may realistically be the last match that we see of Darby Allin. I wish him nothing but the best. I wish him safe travels.
What is wrong with you people and climbing Mount Everest? What
You mean you people?
You people. You know you people. You people.
I don't know, man.
We don't climb Mount fucking Everest, bro.
Bro,
It's your
I
people.
don't climb anything. I'm afraid of I don't even like getting on an airplane. Unless it's first class going to All In and I'm sitting down having a nice fucking steak meal with an old fashioned and a TV in front of me, man. In a bed, a lie down bed.
You don't do roller coasters, bro?
No.
Oh, what the fuck?
I don't
man?
even do the Ferris wheel.
What?
Nope.
You gotta go to Great America with us, man.
No.
What the hell?
No, put me on the kiddie rods.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, Switchblade, Jay White, Darby Allin. These two work fucking great together. Love it.
Yeah.
This definitely will not be the last time these two are in the ring together. Probably will be somewhere in the future. A little bit more important. Something more important will be on the line for sure. The match itself was fantastic. And the story that played out at the end was even better, in my opinion. So we go to a commercial break here. We're on the outside. And all of a sudden, Darby gets thrown into the barricade and into a steel chair that's propped up against the barricade. Looked ridiculous. The chair was fucking bent in half. Jay White then positioned the steps and launched Allin over them. And he took a Mick Foley-like bump, flipped over the steps, and then crashed into the barricade. So we go to commercial break. Allin regained control during the break. His legs were swept out from under him, smashing against the turnbuckle. White connected with a chop to the back of the neck. Brutal stuff. Missed a stinger splash. Allin countered a Blade Runner into a big stunner, sunset flip for a 2 count. The Last Supper got Allin another near fall, his signature pin. And they zoomed in on Allen's chest from all the chops. Both guys were down. Allin tried a coffin splash, but White countered into a German suplex midair, followed by a Uranage for a 2. Jay White then attempted a suplex from the apron back in the ring, but Allin floated over into a Scorpion Death Drop for a 2 count. White got his foot on the rope. White knew Allin wanted another coffin drop, so he suckered Allin in by crawling to the edge of the ring, bailing at the last moment, and Darby's spine smacked the very edge of the corner of the apron. This, I'm saying to myself, and this guy wants to climb Mount Everest. I mean, clearly it wasn't as bad as the fucking spot off the ladder through the glass, but I mean, holy shit. This guy folded over like a goddamn tortilla, and he was laying on the I didn't think he was even going to make the I thought this was going to be a count out.
Yeah, me too. And it would have been justified.
Yeah.
I would have been okay with that.
Allin broke the 9 count, got in at 9, slid right underneath the bottom rope. He went right into a Blade Runner. Fucking slid right into a Blade Runner. 1, 2, 3, and that was it for Jay White. Good. Right outcome. Post-match, Austin and Colton Gunn came out. By the way, I love their theme music. The Bullet Club theme music is fucking great.
I'm missing Juice on the entrance.
Yeah. Austin
Missing juice.
and Colton Gunn came to the ring and celebrated with Jay White, who threw down his Ring of Honor 6-man tag team title and offered Darby Allin a handshake, but it was all a ruse. He turned it into a gun finger point, and the Guns attacked Darby Allin. The Guns wrapped a chair around Allin's ankle, and Jay White was about to Pillmanize him with a baseball bat until the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass make the save. Jay White is out there, and White encouraged Bowens, Caster, and Gunn to join in on the beatdown. But the Acclaimed helped Allin out of the ring and up the ramp. Billy Gunn and Jay White had a stare down, and Jay White, all of a sudden, as soon as Billy Gunn turned his back, decked Daddy Ass with a chair shot to the head. Austin and Colton Gunn laid out Bowens and Caster when they came back in the ring with belt shots. White laid out Daddy Ass with a Blade Runner. Austin and Colton Gunn threw Allin back in the ring and placed the chair on his ankle again, and Jay White Pillmanized his ankle with the baseball bat. Now, I know you and I, Jesse, have shit all over this fucking pairing of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, but I don't want to take credit, man. I don't want you to take credit, but I mean, for weeks we said, end it.
End it.
And it looks like they ended it, man. Now the Bullet Club is finally back on track. They looked brutal. Jay White had a very decisive victory tonight. He looked like a fucking beast out there. And we finally have the Bullet Club, man, severed from this fucking Acclaimed garbage. And now they can get back to doing what they did before they joined.
And you can tell it was ended abruptly because they did nothing.
Yes.
The group did nothing. So, like, what was the reason for them even getting together? It was pointless, but I understand it. They changed course. It wasn't working. They called an audible. They changed course. They broke them up. We're probably going to be heading for that feud now instead of later or whatever they had planned for, but no one was fucking enjoying it. It was cringe all around. They ended it. It looked great the way that they did it, and I'm actually looking forward to the match now going forward. I hope that their match will include a trios unification match because we don't need two sets of trios titles running around this fucking company.
We do not need two sets of 6-man tag team titles in AEW, and it looks like this may be set up for Dynasty, and we get a unification match with Bullet Club Gold clearly winning and becoming the undisputed AEW Trios champions. Good.
Awesome.
Move on, and let's get Bullet Club Gold back to what they were when they were on the Punk version of Collision, which were great. And let's get them away from this comedy garbage, okay? Jay White is too good to be straddled with fucking shit creative.
That is the Acclaim's stick.
Yeah.
It did not work for Bullet Club Gold and Jay White.
No.
It did not. The Acclaimed has gotten a little stale, but they could probably reinvent themselves as baby faces for right now. I don't think they need to be heel. They just need to go back to doing what they do, win some fucking matches, do your fucking your freestyles coming out, be interesting, go back for the tag team titles, get in that tournament, make some waves. They don't need to be doing this Bang Bang Scissor Gang bullshit.
Yeah. Moving on, we got FTW champion Hook and Chris Jericho, who they are forcing into a tag team here called Lion Hook. Give me a break. Against the Gates of Agony, Toa Leona and Bishop Khan, who I think are a great duo. I really wish that they put some stock behind them, get them a mouthpiece, which I'll talk about in a second. I know Prince Nana is usually out there. He was not out there. Toa Leona and Bishop Khan are a great tag team. I'd like for them to be a little bit more solidified in the tag team division. Maybe an actual fucking gimmick or some video packages or a vignette or something to let us know what the fuck they're about, because they just seem there. Great tag team, great look. Both guys got great looks, but they just seem there, and they are used in these sporadic matches just to get, whatever point AEW wants to get across. Now, the one glaring omission here, Jesse, is that Prince Nana was not out there with either one of these guys. Now, you said last week, and I said last week, we talked about this last week, that if they are not a part of the Mogul Embassy anymore, and they are not associated with Swerve, we need some sort of explanation. Prince Nana was not out there. Why?
Make it even worse, they announced him to be coming out. They said, TOA being accompanied by, Prince Nana. I'm like, there's no Nana out there.
He was not out there.
He's not out there. So maybe we're about to get some kind of distinguished separation between the rest of the Mogul Embassy and Prince Nana, because Swerve is full on babyface, and Swerve needs Nana more than anyone else in the fucking anyone else behind them. No one else needs Nana but Swerve. Now, will they benefit from a Nana? Yes, of course. Don't get me wrong. But whatever Swerve does, Nana needs to be there right now.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing right now. Do not take away or add to or mess up anything as it pertains to Swerve's entire gimmick right now. He is on the right path. He's going to become world champion. It's going to be great. Nana will be right there dancing with that fucking title and all that bullshit. We don't need him with the gates of agony right now. It's just not, we don't need that, man.
You know, it's interesting that Jericho was, and I still firmly believe this, the reason why AEW is where it is today and got off its feet is with Jericho leading the charge as world champion, the first AEW world champion. This company will be indebted to Jericho forever. Yep. But no matter how great Jericho was for AEW, Jesse, and no matter how great Jericho is, he's a fucking legend. Everything he does, you know, is just quality stuff. You know, right now, it seems like there is no place for Chris Jericho in this new version of AEW. We got Mercedes, we got Ospreay, we got Okada, we got MJF coming back, Omega, Cole, Swerve, Joe, all these talents, man. It's almost as if, I don't want to say there's no need for Jericho because there's always going to be a need for someone like Jericho in the company, but man, on television, there is absolutely, and I mean this in no disrespect, no need for Chris Jericho at all. None.
Yeah, no, I could agree with that 100%. And same, it's not a knock on Jericho for what they have him doing and for what everything else is going on in the company right now. We don't need Jericho on television right now. I need Chris Jericho on the creative team in the back and all that stuff for sure. You know, but as far as being on cameras, it's not to say that we never need him on TV again, but for what's going on right now, he could be saved. He can take him off TV, get him ready for a bigger pop after being off for a little while, but he's not needed right now. We can find something else to do for everyone involved in everything that he is doing.
The real Wyatt in the chat says, bro, you're still live? Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Do you take me and Jesse to be one of those fucking podcasts that come on here for 50 minutes and spew fucking super chats and that's it with no real opinion, man? Just like it's a rookie maneuver. Just like the people online, man, you know, when they tweet during the show, all they do is take fucking word for word captions for what the promo was and they repaste it on Twitter as a fucking tweet. I don't need to hear you. I don't need to read your fucking tweet when I just listen to the same promo on live television from the only person that matters. This is what content creation in the community has resulted in, man. When Jesse and I, or I'm live with somebody else or myself, we go in depth and give you guys discussion, topical fucking opinions. If we wanted to come on here and fucking be amateur hour, I'd go, and you know what? You guys could go watch somebody else, man. There's somebody over there you could go listen to. Get the fuck out of here. Ridiculous. Hello, JD is still live, huh? Great. You should be appreciative that we're fucking live. You think this is easy?
Man, you guys banned him for that? You guys are assholes. You didn't say anything. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, you know what? Come on, Hooligan. That's not a bench, man. I'm gonna unban him, bro. Come on.
What the fuck did the guy do? Jesus Christ.
I know it's not an insult, bro. It's not an insult. I know. I'm just calling it out, man. You guys want simple to the point, fucking, you know, bam bam, thank you, ma'am. Reviews. There are people that do that, man. We're not that over here. Seriously.
Oh. We gotta break it all down, man. We got stuff to discuss, bro. Take some time. Sorry, man.
Seriously. You know, at the next scrum, you may be hearing, Okada, can I ask you a question?
Do I need to run the disclaimer? I'm gonna get that recorded. I'm gonna get the disclaimer recorded on the fucking soundboard, man, and fucking have it ready to go.
Hologram, usually when I go in on somebody, that means a bench. No, man, unless he insulted me. No, it's not a bench.
Yeah.
Now, you do good work, bro. Just if they call me an asshole or they like, JD, the ratings, or whatever, they get him out.
Fucking Hologram ain't fucking around today, but get him!
He's got a quicker trigger finger than fucking Jay White over there. Come on, man. Anyway, this match was not bad, man. It just felt out of place. Like, I love Hook, man. Hook's been through Hookhausen, Jungle Hook. Now we got Lion Hook. It's like, come on, man. I love that Hook is on television. I love that they're trying to find something with Hook. Jericho, I want to praise Jericho here as well. He knows his place in this new AEW. It's not all about him. He's going to be a supporting player. He's trying to get the younger talent over, working with the younger talent. That's great. It's a great thing to see. But, you know, a lot of people online, Jesse, were like, oh, look, Hook is now sucked into the Jericho vortex. Can we get him out of there, please? I don't know what this is going to result in, but a lot of people are afraid that Jericho is going to have this bad stigma kind of end up on Hook.
I don't want to say bad stigma. I wouldn't say that, but it does feel like we want to get this guy into something important, put him with Jericho. It just seemed kind of randomly thrown together. I would rather see the Gates of Agony preparing themselves for the tag team tournament. I would rather see Hook getting involved in a feud with a young guy like maybe Nick Wayne. You know, how about we get Hook involved with something with Nick Wayne? That could be interesting. Jericho again,
or maybe Hook and Christian,
something like that. Yeah, maybe. You know,
yeah. I'd love to see Christian going on Taz.
Yeah,
even though he's not deceased.
Oh man, bringing a bad issue with a fucking dead right. Oh my god, man, please.
Man, that'd be great television, man. Get Hook involved with fucking Taz and Christian. Come on,
it'd be so good. Yeah, I just want to see some fresh stuff, man. There's nothing wrong with. I think Jericho has done everything asked of him and more. And this is, as of right now, we're good. We don't need anything extra. We always need the help in creative and advice with his experience and shit like that. So I'd never want him to completely go away. His influence could always be used, but we're just good with him on TV for right now.
So we got Lion Hook here winning. Leona was taken out by Jericho, sank in a Lion Tamer on Khan, who was also locked into a red room at the same time. Jericho broke off and hit a springboard dropkick on Leona, and Khan passed out in the red room, and that was it for Lion Hook here as they win their first tag team match. There you go. It was just there. You know, it was a supporting match on a great show that was centered around Mercedes, and that's all it was.
Yeah, like I don't see where this pair is going. Like, so what are we heading for a tag team? They have a match coming up apparently. So, I mean, we'll see. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, now we got Hook and Jericho next week.
Yeah, I don't see the purpose in it, but let's see. Because if it just rounds up being another Jericho heel turn on Hook and everything else, like, come on, no, man.
Kyle O'Reilly, he was backstage with Renee, and Renee asked him about the landscape of AEW. O'Reilly said the past 2 years were some of the darkest days of his life, even being unable to pick up his daughter. It's the most competitive roster in the sport, and he's been looking at a guy on the roster who could bring out the best in Kyle O'Reilly, and that is Brian Keith. They are wrestling Saturday on Collision.
What?
Listen, man, Brian Keith's solid. He's solid, man. Roderick Strong comes in and yells, Kyle!
Yeah, he did.
Screams his name, told O'Reilly if he wants to do things on his own, he respects that. Strong, Taven, and Bennett tell him welcome back. Roddy hugged Kyle, and then Kyle gave fist bumps to both Taven and Bennett, as O'Reilly came to the realization that he's never had to do things on his own while in AEW.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Kyle O'Reilly go solo.
Me either. I also don't want to see him with the bounty hunter in the match. No, I mean, so I get it. The guy just came back, and you want to, start him off, get his feet wet, get some. Why would you come back and want to target one of the lowest guys on the totem pole if you're Kyle O'Reilly? How about you come back and aim high, and you get interrupted by a bounty hunter saying, "Look, mofo, I'm glad you're back, but since you've been gone, I've been fucking grinding my ass off. You're not gonna come in here and jump over the fucking spot that I may have earned. You got to get to the back of the fucking line. Oh, then maybe me and you can go at it next week. Then maybe we should." That makes more sense. Why is Kyle O'Reilly sitting at home? I cannot wait to get back in there and face the bounty hunter.
Again, I'm reading the chat. Maybe I should stay away from the chat. Jobber Jim in the chat says, AEW sucks. JD won't bench me. I want the bench.
Why would you
Jobber Jim, listen, bro. I am not going to bench you. Neither is Hula Grim or any other mod in the chat. You're in my chat at 12:36 a.m. begging me, the streamer, who's been live now for 2 hours and 9 minutes with my co-host, Jesse, asking me to bench you in my chat. Bro, you just expose yourself as being a virgin. Now, go and do something worthwhile and get the fuck out of here. You ain't getting a bench. Yeah, you're listening to me, man. You're adding to my retention on YouTube, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Willow. She went one-on-one with Riho. This match started at 9:50. I'm like, all right, one of two things is happening here. Either this match is going fucking 6 minutes and nothing's changed in the women's division, or we're getting this match with an overrun. Gladly and happily, this match got an overrun. And we went at least to about 10:05, 10:06. So this match was the main event. I know I spoke to a few people tonight, and they were like, Willow and Riho main evented? Are they fucking serious? I'm like, yeah, they did. With the World Championship on the same show? Yeah. Yeah, Wardlow and Samoa Joe opened the show, and this heatless women's match closed the show. But I'm like, this heatless women's match has to have something happening here, man. There's no reason why this is in the main event. Something's got to happen here. So we got this match played out, and, you know, we got the women main eventing tonight, which we all talked about already in the beginning. Mercedes is there, and the first night that she's there, the women are main eventing, even with the World Championship on the line in the open of the show. And it was a decent match. I mean, it was a sprint. It was I felt like they kind of just went right into it. I mean, they had to with the time constraints. Crowd was kind of into it towards the end. Riho's a very good worker. Willow's a very good worker when she wants to be. And this led to a setup for what's to come potentially with a few of the up-and-coming women in the women's division. Now, the match itself was fine. And we'll pick it up after the commercial break. Riho built some momentum. She had Willow on the ropes, tiger feint kick. Goes to the top rope, hits a big crossbody for 2. Riho tried for a Northern Lights. Nightingale counted into a Dr. Bomb. Riho turned it into a Snap Hurricanrana. Riho connected on a Northern Lights, which was fucking ridiculous. I don't know how you're going to be Riho and try and pick up the much larger Willow. She almost dropped Willow on the back of her head, which looked ridiculous. So Willow got up and pounced her out of the ring. Nightingale tried to follow with a cannonball off the apron, missed. And Riho hit a double stomp instead. Both ladies went to the apron. Riho connected on a dragon suplex on the edge of the ring, which looked good. Top rope double stomp off the top, back inside for a 2 count. Riho missed a big knee strike. Nightingale rose to her feet, threw a big lariat before lowering her straps. She means business now when those straps come down. Riho tried for a jackknife pin, but Nightingale rolled through into a big Dr. Bomb, or sit-out powerbomb, 1, 2, 3, and Willow gets the victory. Post-match, Willow checked on Riho, and obviously Willow wants the TBS title and wants to challenge Julia Hart. So right on cue, the lights go out. Julia Hart shows up in the aisleway, and Sky Blue from behind shot blocks Willow. Both Hart and Sky Blue are beating down on Willow, and Mercedes Mone walks out in her actual ring gear, took out Sky Blue with the forearm on the stage. Mone and Julia Hart face off. Mone hits a high kick, and the Mone Maker laid out the TBS champion. That's her new finishing move. Nightingale rose to her feet. Mone raised her hand, and Nightingale gave her the ring to close the show to CEO chants, and the camera lingered on Mercedes as she rounded the ring, hugged some of her family members and friends at ringside, and the show went off the air. You know, Jesse, on a night like tonight where the World Championship was on the line, and it opened the show, I could see a lot of complaints about why this match closed the show. The World Championship should be on the line. Ha, 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 you know. But I'm going to let it slide tonight. I'm going to let it slide. On a normal night, I'd be all over it. I'm like, World Championship should be on the line in the main event. This match had nothing going for it. But you know what? Mercedes needed to be treated like a big deal. She needed to be presented and introduced like a big deal. And this match signified that upon arrival, change is already happening. That's why they did it. It set up a tag team match with Mercedes and Willow teaming up against Julia and Sky Blue. Those ladies, I can already sense it. They're probably over the moon about wanting to work with Mercedes and being in the ring with Mercedes, something that nobody thought was even a fucking reality. Now it is. and we get potentially Willow and Mercedes picking up right where they left off after Mercedes broke her ankle. A lot of this leads to story, man, and I'm okay with it on tonight.
Yeah, I don't think people, well, not everyone. I don't think a lot of people really understand how to watch pro wrestling and what they're looking for. Because once again, this main event and this show was not about Willow. It was not about Riho. It was not about Joe, and it wasn't about Wardlow. This show was about Mercedes. And even with that being said, they managed to tell more than one story with this main event. You got to learn to look at the whole picture. So what do we have? We got the women in the main event. All right. That's changed. And that's fantastic. Was it a big time match? Of course not, man. It was not that big of a match. But it signified that there is some change because the women got the spotlight. What else happened in this match? Willow won. Willow beat Riho, and Chris Statlander lost to Riho. That's going to cause a rift. That's going to lead into the Chris Statlander potential heel turn coming up. What else we get? We got Mone in the same ring with the TBS champion. Bro, we potentially have our first title that could be looked at. We didn't know if she was going to be looking at Toni Storm or looking at Julia Hart. She's in the same ring with Julia Hart. She just laid out Julia Hart.
Yep.
We got her out there with Willow. Willow was in the match. I'm not going to say that Willow injured her because she did not. Mercedes took a bad fall on her own. It didn't involve Willow. But nonetheless, that's something to play off of. She got injured during her match with Willow. There's all kinds of moving parts in that match. And people who want to look for shit to complain about is going to focus on, well, this match shouldn't be main eventing. I just explained everything else that was going on in that match, man. You got to learn to look at the story being told overall before you just look at something and say this shouldn't be, because it could be more going on that you're aware of because you're just focused on one thing.
I agree. I liked everything that they did tonight. Everything mattered. Again, for a second week in a row. Show flowed beautifully. Mercedes was treated like a $5 million superstar. Love it. Can't wait to see what she does from this point on. She will be on next week's show, already announced. And Rampage is on Friday. We get the AEW Tag Team Title Tournament happening. We're going to get the entire bracket laid out on Rampage. Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta will wrestle Evil Uno and John Silver. So I'm assuming those are 2 of the 8 teams. Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett versus Top Flight. I think Undisputed Kingdom should be in that Tag Team Title Tournament as well, honestly. Timeless Tony Storm and Ryan Ray versus 2 jobbers, I'm assuming. They'll be in tag team action. And then on Collision, Kyle O'Reilly versus Brian Keith is the only thing announced. And Dynamite next week, Christian defends against Copeland. I Quit match, TNT title. Eddie Kingston defends the Continental Crown title against Kazuchika Okada. And Hook versus Chris Jericho. And Mercedes, like I said, is already announced for next week's show. AEW, Revolution, one of the best pay-per-views ever. Dynamite last week, one of the best Dynamites ever. Tonight, Mercedes. Next week, looks like it's going to be a continuation of what happened this week. Man, they're getting back on track. I love it.
Fantastic stuff, man. Look, I'm not going to jump the gun and say we're back into, the AEW's rare form in the early stages, but I will say this. It feels like they're coming out of the slump that they were in.
Yeah, for sure.
It does not feel like this was a one and done, and I'm glad that tonight's show proved that. It made me feel that at least. So now when you tell me I have a Copeland and Christian match coming up next week, that alone is making me look forward to next week.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to the creative direction that they've been going in. I'm in a happy place with AEW. I really want it to stay that way.
The excitement's back. Week-to-week television like we had in the beginning. Yeah, I'm excited for next week already. So that's all we ask for. Guys, thank you very much for joining us on this tremendous post show tonight. We had upwards towards 3,000 people tonight for Mercedes and her debut tonight on AEW Dynamite. Tonight's show sponsored by The Ridge. Celebrate 11 years of The Ridge and go to ridge.com/script and save up to 30% off now up until April 1st. So make sure you guys go and utilize that, man. I love my Ridge products. One of the best products that I've ever owned is the Ridge. I own luggage.
Oh no, go finish, please.
Oh, I own luggage. I own wallets. I own key rings. I own rings itself from Ridge. They make jewelry as well, watches. You name it, man. Go and get yourself some Ridge products on me. Ridge.com/scripts. Save up to 30% off now up until April 1st. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Go ahead.
I said, Rich, I watched a video the other day of a guy. He had the new Cybertruck, and he was testing that the body was bulletproof.
Yeah.
So he was firing different caliber rounds at it, from different ranges, and it was sponsored by Ridge, and they put a Ridge wallet. They like taped it to the door or something like that, and shot that Ridge wallet absorbed a couple of those rounds, bro.
And they backed that shit with a lifetime warranty, man.
Man, that Ridge wallet, and I was not in on this promo for Ridge, but I watched the video where that round went into that Ridge wallet and didn't get to the truck. It's fucking amazing, man.
That wallet will last you a lifetime. I've owned several Ridge wallets, and the last wallet I had from the Ridge before, I have so many colors. The last wallet I had before I switched to the new one, which I'll be using for the summer for the Dark Horse because it's the same color. 4 years. Not a fucking dent on it. Wow. Looks brand new. Love it. Anyway, follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And make sure you guys go and check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. TNT was live last night with episode number 39. Go check that out. And make sure you guys go follow Jesse on his YouTube channel as well. On YouTube, you can click his name. It's linked right at the very top of the description of this very video. And please go follow him on social media at ChyTownSmark on X when he's on there. Start at the top here, man. We're going to run through these quickly because I'd love to get some Guardian games in on Destiny. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. Good evening, JD and Jesse. Thank you for all your hard work. Michael, thank you, brother. Ali, thank you for the $99.99. And once again, happy 30th birthday, Ali. Wild Stallions with the 12 months. OTS Kinfolk, greetings from Oklahoma. Enjoy all wrestling. We are very lucky with all of our options. You know, the thing is, Stallions, all these people that fucking blast AEW and hate AEW, they should be lucky that AEW is around because if a monopoly existed, not good, bro. And half the wrestlers today wouldn't be making great money like they are right now.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. Because clearly they don't care about these wrestlers, bro. Because if they left WWE, they didn't shit talk them.
Yeah. MGM97 with a $4.99. Don't belittle or block me, but I don't see the hype. Never did. The ego, mic work, dramatic talking, just not a fan, respectfully. I hope TK the best, though. It's all right, man. That is your opinion. You are allowed to stand by that, man.
Just tell you what, sit back and watch her work in AEW and see if she can change her mind.
Yeah.
How about that? Be fair.
Michelle with a 2. No more Darby Allin for a while. I will miss him. Good luck. Yes. We wish Darby safe travels and a return home safely. Easy with 14 months. Hey, JD, seeing what WWE is doing to Naomi, I think Mercedes made a great choice going to AEW. Now she's the top lady in a promotion that that appreciates her. Easy. Yes, Naomi is not really, I mean, to be fair, it's only been 1 month. 2 months. But I think Naomi will get back on track. You know, it's easy to say that WWE's punishing Naomi for leaving. I don't think Triple H works that way. I really don't. If it was Vince, yes. But Triple H, I don't think works that way. Though I do think that they've started off very slow with her, for sure.
There was no... Yeah. Why would you bring her down a few pegs to then try to pull her up? She was at the height of her momentum right then and there.
Yeah.
And then oh, man. When I heard what happened with her and Stratton, and then she was at the jobber entrance and shit, that was it. They would never have done that to Becky.
No.
To Charlotte. They would not have done that to any fucking body. Why are they doing it to fucking Trinity?
No. Hoodlum with a $1.99. CEO. Enough said. You know it, brother. MGM97 with another $4.99. I know I said what I said earlier, but after hitting the blunt, I enjoyed the ending. TK, keep me invested. And Willow, 10 out of 10. See, there you go, MGM.
I'm down. Relax. There you go.
Tony Brown with a $4.99. I promise not to say anything inappropriate, young men. Welcome, Mercedes. Please change that hair. I thought she looked fucking gorgeous, but that's
Tony Brown. This is unfucking acceptable, bro. I need Tony Brown super chats. That's what I need.
Tony.
Bailey was in the building.
Yeah, Tony. It's all right, man. Thank you. Justin with a 19-month CEO. Welcome home, Mercedes. Happy to see you in AEW. Great show tonight. Boston definitely brought it tonight. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lord J with 29 months. I was a big fan of Mercedes bookending the show tonight. Love the theme too. Great for getting the fans involved. Yes, Mikey Ruckus with another banger, bro. And yes, exactly how she should be presented. Start the show, end the show.
Yeah.
Tribal Chief with a 2. Mercedes is all elite, pal. JD, you are the GOAT of the IWC. Tribal Chief, thank you, brother. I acknowledge you. Hush with a $4.99. Love the debut, but I really hope she's not going for the TBS championship off the rip. That belt feels beneath her. Well, maybe you should think of it as if she wins the TBS title, what she could do for that title, just like Christian did for the TNT title. It's not all bad, Hush. Billy and David, thank you guys for the 100 in Super Chat. Appreciate both of you gentlemen. Eddie Hazard with a 30 months. Y'all notice anything familiar about Mone's new theme? Maybe something a little intercontinental. Yes, she used Walter's Symphony No. 9 from Beethoven. Yes. It's not the end of the world, guys. Songs are remade and remixed. It's fine. Jack Lancy with the $2 Super Chat. Social media is a swamp of disgusting degenerates. Yes. Absolutely. James Gender with a $10 Super Chat. JD and Mr. Jesse, a.k.a. Mr. Lalos. LOL. Big WWE fan here, but always enjoy good wrestling, and I'm glad to see Mercedes happy. We'll be tuning in to AEW a lot more to see her. There you go.
See? Not hard.
Not difficult. You support who you like, and no matter where they work.
Is that hard? I watched WWE, but I liked Sasha when she was over, so I'll check out some AEW stuff.
Yep.
Is that so fucking hard?
You may find a woman that you never saw before and that you might actually end up liking.
Yeah.
Shredded Otaku with a $4.99. The wrestlers the IWC fight over are the best of friends in real life. Why do y'all go all tribal when your heroes aren't? It's dumb.
It's stupid.
Otaku, they don't fucking know, bro. I mean, half of these people got a fucking... half of these people have sniffed Sharpies most of their life, bro. They're fucking brain dead. Nick Williams with a $5 Super Chat. The tribalism with Mercedes and others is almost as annoying as fans who want Cloud Strife to be with Aerith or Tifa in Final Fantasy VII. Bro, you know what I have a problem with? These people drooling over a fucking video game fictional character, man. As if they're real life.
Who had one hanging up on your fucking wall?
Jesus Christ. I get you guys like anime, but oh my God, man. Talk about degenerate. Not you, Nick, but some of the people on social media. Heisenberg with a $6.99. Am I the only one who thought Mercedes had Gunther's theme song at first? No, because she did. It's not Gunther's theme, bro. It's Beethoven. Ludwig von Beethoven, bro. He was born in 1770. Austrian.
If Mercedes came out to Master of Puppets, would you call it Sandman's theme song?
Sandman actually came out to Enter Sandman.
It's a Sandman.
Yeah. Or RVD, right? Pantera does RVD's theme music. Walk. Is that RVD's music?
RVD's music then?
No, it's Pantera's music. Come on, guys. Heisenberg, thank you, brother. Dom Wapo with a $4.99. I'm a bit worried there may be jealousy in the women's locker room over the special treatment Mercedes is going to get. Happy for her, though, CEO. Bro, if that locker room is jealous that Mercedes is there, then they don't deserve Mercedes at all.
No, they know better. They're all gonna eat now. They're all gonna eat because of Mercedes, so they get it, man.
How do I know Beethoven was born in 1770? Google it. Platinum Matt, thank you for the 100 in Super Chat, brother. Appreciate you. Daddy Wolf with a $9.99. If Vince didn't renege on the deal with Bret Hart, the Attitude Era wouldn't have existed. By the way, best years for wrestling were 1983 to 1987.
Ugh.
All right.
Maybe not. I could maybe possibly agree with that, but not in WWF, man. Like the WCCW stuff around then and the NWA stuff around then. Sure.
Yeah. Daddy Wolf also with a 199, 88 as well. Great show, gents. Thank you, Daddy Wolf. Appreciate you. Lewis, 499, smoking a cigar and not giving two fucks about the ratings. Absolutely.
My God.
It's the way it should be, Lewis. The Hurricane with 19 months. They could have had Swerve cause a DQ and boom, story. Set up a match for Wardlow and Swerve and then follow up with Embassy versus UK. Boom, more story. Yeah, well.
Wardlow sucks.
Wardlow's on his way out, bro. It doesn't matter. We may end up getting MJF and Wardlow getting back together at some point. Phil with a 999. Mercedes was presented as an absolute star tonight. Everything they did for her was special. Her arrival was perfect. I loved being there live. OTS for life. Phil, you picked a very good night to go to an AEW show, bro.
And at the FOMO, she was there too.
I know. She was there. She's always everywhere.
Right? Jeez, it's like Carmen fucking San Diego, man.
She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's New York. She's Florida. She's Boston. She's a big
LA the other day.
She's a big Sasha Banks fan, but I can't blame her for that. The fourth one, $2 super chat. Yo, JD, did you get the skimmer? Oh, absolutely, man. I'll be fucking traversing Last Wish to get that secret chest a lot easier now.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. We can just skim across the...
Yep.
Will it get that far? Well, can you get over the wall?
Dude, it lasts about 30 seconds, dude.
But can you get high enough to get over the invisible wall?
What invisible wall?
So you talking about the Morgoth
Yes.
encounter?
Yeah.
If you go straight across, that's like an invisible wall that you...
Yes, you get a little boost up in the air.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Good. I tried it.
Krauser with the $2 super chat. Oh, that CEO chant is going to age like milk. Yeah, well, we didn't really like it. It'll grow on us.
It'll grow. It'll grow. Everything new is... I don't like change, so...
Yeah.
It'll grow on.
Vinny with a $4.99. At least Vince was right about Adam Cole being a manager. Well, Adam Cole's got a broken ankle, bro.
He wanted a perfectly healthy Adam Cole to stop wrestling to be a manager.
And change his name and cut his hair.
Yeah.
Sleep Gang with a $5 super chat. Jericho honestly has to go. There's no reason for him to even be on television right now. Love him, but it's getting sad at this point. Yeah, man, he's trying to change his image and his, he's no longer coming out to Judas. He's coming out to fucking White Zombie.
Yeah, he's not changing. Now he's reverting. Now he's the Lionheart again.
Yeah, he's trying to relive past glory.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega Goat with a $7.99. As someone who thought the whole Sammy situation would scare Mercedes away from AEW forever, I'm so stoked she's now all elite. Bro, Sammy went to fucking behavioral classes or fucking sensitivity classes for that.
Apologized up the woo-ha.
Bro, he made those comments before AEW even existed. It was fucking No Light Virgins on social media that drummed up some old comments he made on a podcast. Ridiculous.
Love to see you fail, man. They love to see you fail.
Hunter's Hybrid Media. He wants a very specific request.
I gotta deal with that fucking guy now, man.
Bro, Top Dollar is going to be at the TNT tailgate. I wonder if I'll have my reverb there so I could do that in front of him.
Man. If anybody's wondering, okay, so he's in TNA now. If you're wondering if he got better or changed or no, the answer is no. They actually bash him weekly for his fucking botch. I don't understand how's the goal to get this guy over if you constantly
they still
bring
bash
up
him
the
for the
worst part of
botch.
it. Oh, no. Weekly.
Jesus Christ.
Joe Hendry won't let people forget it, bro.
Oh my God, man. I may need some questions from you guys to ask AJ Francis, man. Respectable questions so he doesn't fucking big boot me on stage.
Ugh.
Rome with a new membership. What happened?
He'll miss.
Yeah, he'll miss, yeah. Rome with a new membership. Thank you, Rome. Wyatt, real Wyatt. $1.99. So, Sasha Banks for TBS champ to start her runoff. Maybe. Cake with a $1 super chat. Thank you, Cake. Will Chisholm with a $10 super chat. Mercedes and AEW is a good thing. It will make AEW's women's division way better, and it will make WWE trying to keep up with their women's division being good. Everybody wins. Will. Always talking sense. Will Chisholm. James Bryan with a 5.
It's safe to say at this current moment that AEW actually has the best women's division in right now.
Yeah.
But now they got to make the magic happen, man. You got the roster. You got to make it happen now.
James Bryant with a $5 super chat. Jesse, where did you get that shirt from? Looks like a Hot Topic shirt.
Yeah. I was thinking
or Spencer's.
No, it's like Target or something like that. If you go to Target, they actually have a legit huge area of like just retro, just kind of just awesome shirts like this, different sayings, different like just different just MMA stuff or Joshi stuff, and just it's just pretty cool stuff at Target, man, as far as t-shirts go.
Hollywood Eric with a $5 super chat. JD and Jesse, I'm glad to hear the best in the IWC. Love your points of view. I'm now a member of Jesse's Taco Crew on his channel, and I'm an OTS VIP.
There we go.
Thank you, brother.
Double threat. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Scorpio, the $5 super chat. I was at work, and I snuck out in the break room for 10 minutes just to see Mercedes. It's worth it, bro.
Yeah, it's worth it. Get fired,
man. Will Chisholm with a $5 super chat. Wrestling fans are dumb sometimes. Do they know when she went to New Japan, Triple H texted her good luck and that he's proud of her? Will, shh. You may get canceled by the Sasha stands, bro.
Oh, my God.
Omega Con with a $10 super chat. 1, loving AEW right now. Mone already changing the game. 2, I acknowledge you, JD. Thank you, brother. Jesse, 3, good seeing you. How do you feel about Cousins out of the Vikings?
DeMarcus Cousins. Oh, no. Kirk Cousins. Okay. Kirk Cousins. Yeah. I would have kept Kurt, man. I like Kurt. I think Kurt did a fantastic job, everything considering. And what are you gonna do, man? I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. I would have kept Kurt, man. I don't know.
Edmund Van Buren with an 18 months. Thank you, brother. Just imagine if AEW didn't exist. It's only the E, and in my opinion, Vince never gets exposed. Just my opinion. AEW being around is a great thing for the health of pro wrestling, man. If they don't understand it, fuck them. The fourth one with a $2 super chat. The Prophecy dungeon weapons are nuts. Yes. I actually got a God Roll Judgment, and I got the Adjudicator. I think with, what did I get? I got Target Lock and Subsistence, something like that. And then I got the Prosecutor. I got, the fuck did I get? I got Golden Tricorn and Subsistence or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used it in PvP, man. Holy shit, that shit melts. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I've been melted by it in Supremacy.
Yeah, but I wish that the dungeon was farmable every week. Now I gotta wait another 6 weeks to go get the fucking right roll that I want. Fuck out of here, Bungie. Will Chisholm with a $2 super chat. Has Danny Brooke gotten better in the ring? Who the fuck is Danny Brooke? I don't know. Will, I'm going to need you to elaborate, bro. And Dev, final super chat here. People are offended with Candice for her comments against Maxine Dupree. Well, I think people are fucking mental, bro.
You can't boo Maxine Dupree. She's
anyway. Fuck. Who gives a shit? Fuck out of here. You got bigger fucking problems than fucking Candice LeRae mentioning somebody's dead brother on live television. Christian mentions dead fathers every other week.
Every fucking week he's bringing up dead relatives.
Fucking ridiculous. Guys, thank you so very much for all your support. If you enjoyed today's Dynamite post, I'm going to ask you to come back again next week. We're going to do it all over again. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo, Chi-Town Smart on X. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. Live streams on Monday, on Tuesday. And if there's news, I'll be back tomorrow with some extra right here on OTS. And please continue to hit that thumbs up, guys. AEW was big business tonight. And so was Off the Script. And we'll be back again for what looks to be a great show next week on AEW Dynamite. Until next week, guys, enjoy your Thursdays. And I'll see you back here with more news right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later. Bye.